Have you ever liked someone so much that you basically forgot how to be a person? When I was 16, I had my first real boyfriend, and I use the term real loosely, like a knockoff wallet. It technically holds money, but we all know Prada doesn't have an O at the end. One night, I bring him chocolate chip cookies and we sit outside his house on the curb, just talking, like a teen movie with a $12 budget and a dream. And he mentions, oh so casually, that he hates when people gulp, that he thinks it's disgusting. I think it's nasty when people gulp. That's it. That's the full sentence. But what my brain hears is, if you swallow wrong, I will stop liking you immediately. So for the next 2 minutes, I'm chewing like I'm defusing a bomb. Swallowing like there's a panel of judges trying to make my throat function silently, politely, and femininely. Convinced that if he hears one audible swallow, he'll never look at me the same way again. And that, my friends, is how I learned one of the earliest lessons we're taught in love that nobody actually says out loud. Don't be a person. Be impressive. Don't be human. Be attractive. Be cool. Be low maintenance. Be perfect. Be anything except real. Which brings us to tonight's movie, Crazy Stupid Love. The movie isn't about learning how to be attractive. It's about what happens when performance replaces presence and how that inevitably fails. If you've ever wondered anything like, why does it seem like confidence fixes everything for everybody else but not me? You're in the right place. Movie Sleepover is for people who love movies, but also love understanding why certain stories stay with us. So get cozy, because we're watching this one with our whole bodies. Tonight's Movie Sleepover is split into 4 acts. Pre-production, how this movie was made, what it's really about, and what it sets up for us.
Okay. How much really?
Oh my god, he actually did it.
Oh my god, Cal!
Choices. The storytelling and filmmaking decisions, character analysis, and why the emotional beats hit so hard.
He's an alcoholic.
Oh god, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh
Oh my
Are you joking? Release. How it landed, how it aged, and why it's a cultural reference point.
No.
Jessica?
Bernie?
Daddy, no!
Did he bite him? And takeaways. What we're keeping, what we're unlearning, and what this movie quietly teaches us about being human. Trivia questions will pop up for you to answer. Pillow pile pauses will happen. And once we finish the movie, we'll receive takeaways and a challenge at the end. Altogether, we'll wrap up in about 3 hours. Okay, welcome to the sleepover. So before we let Ryan Gosling ruin our standards for the next 72 hours, we need a little context. Let's do what we do best at Movie Sleepover. Emotional Weather Report 2011. 2011 was the era of I'm fine as a lifestyle. We have the smooth operator pickup artist of the early 2000s, and a critique of how empty that actually is with 2010's LA. So the script was written and the movie was shot right after the Great Recession peak, when people were still dealing with layoffs, underwater mortgages, delayed life plans, and that ever-present feeling of, I did everything right and it still went to shit. That matters because, in my opinion, this movie is about status panic. We have a man relearning how to be a man after marital and public identity collapse, a woman questioning the story she's been living in, and younger characters confusing attention for love because attention is easier to obtain than stability these days. Fun fact that explains everything, the script was written by Dan Fogelman, aka the man who specializes in stories that look simple but they emotionally mug you later in the parking lot. This is the same guy who wrote Tangled and Cars around this time, so he has this strange gift of making stories that are fun and entertaining but weirdly meaningful. So here's the pitch. When his wife asks for a divorce, a blindsided man gets remade by a smooth-talking player, until a tangled web of crushes, heartbreak, and one spectacularly chaotic night force everybody to stop performing and start telling the truth. So grab your snacks, get cozy, and let's watch Crazy Stupid Love. Act 1, pre-production. Performance is rewarded, and it feels good. Here we go. Welcome to the sleepover. So we open, we get basically a montage of feet. Quentin Tarantino would be reeling, but basically it's showing us body language. I remember reading once from a bartender that you can tell everything in the body language. Like they know who's hooking up with who based on where their feet are pointing. Apparently the feet rarely lie. We see how people are using their feet in order to show their relationship status. And then we see Cal and Emily's feet.
Oh, I'm so full.
Okay, notice they're not only not touching, but look at the mismatch. Emily is in nice heels and Cal has already basically given up. He's in sneakers in a fancy restaurant on what's supposed to be a date night. He's stopped trying to impress his wife. He's grown complacent.
You're right. I shouldn't have eaten all that bread. What a dessert.
She's weirdly quiet.
You okay? You seem a little off.
Do you guys notice? He's the only one with wine in front of him. To me, that says that Emily didn't want to risk it coming out in a sloppy manner, and she didn't want to lose her nerve.
I'm trying to think about what I want.
Why don't you say it at the same time?
They mean different things when they say that.
1, 2, 3.
I want a divorce.
See, she was probably ruminating that entire time on what she was gonna say, all the while he's filling up on bread, which she told him not to do. So not only did he not listen to that, he probably didn't even notice how stressed she was during that entire time. This is a man who will declare that the divorce came out of nowhere. So for him, that came out of nowhere, but for her, it definitely didn't. Crazy, stupid love. She probably wanted to do this in a public space because she wanted to be able to stay in professional mode. This is a controlled environment, you know? It amplifies humiliation without dialogue also. So filmmaking, it's a good choice. But the fact that she needed to have it in a public space at all shows that Emily doesn't feel safe having big emotions in private with her husband anymore. And that makes Cal's reaction so raw because for him, this is happening right now. But for Emily, this has been happening for months. Then we have the title, Crazy Stupid Love, which we'll get back to the title. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. The title was a big deal for this movie. So then we get a scene of Jessica trying to wrangle Molly to sleep and they knock over a picture frame.
This is my fault. Come on, let's get you to bed before your parents get home. No puppy eyes.
That's such a save the cat moment. We basically are introduced to Babysitter of the Year, except for one minor fact. Well, there it is. It's then revealed that she has a crush on Cal. The same Cal that just got blindsided by his wife with a divorce. How awkward. Having to be in an enclosed space after like that? Oh my gosh.
Aren't you gonna say anything?
See, Cal's currently experiencing shock, humiliation, disbelief. He's going through so many emotions right now. And think of this like he's having an emotional hangover. She wants him to talk.
25 years of marriage and you have nothing to say?
She's probably been begging him to talk for the last year and a half, or more than that. So in this moment, Cal's marriage falls apart. But since his identity is so ingrained with the title of husband, his entire identity is collapsing.
Hey, Robbie, have you seen Molly's homework? Get out! Oh my God, close the door!
Oh, that's so awkward. Jessica walks in on Robbie having some private time.
Really sorry, and I didn't see anything.
She apologizes, leaves the room, social contract intact. But then he decides he has to go and talk to her about it, which we'll get to. While doing that is perfectly natural, that seems like a bad time to have done that and not locked your door. Why didn't you lock your door, dude?
Oh my God.
He's just sitting there like, I would rather die at this moment.
Okay, you're not talking, and you know that only makes me talk more.
See, Emily isn't evil. She's just emotionally gone at this point. Do you think Emily wanted out of the marriage, or she just wanted to be wanted again?
You know, but maybe that's good, you know, because maybe I'll just say it. Maybe
what?
I'll just tell you I slept with someone.
Oh, not okay. See, I feel like cheating is not a relationship solution. You basically escape your own discomfort by creating someone else's. And that's what Emily is doing right now.
David Lindhagen, From work. You met him at the Christmas party? The one
Please
with
stop.
You don't need to tell me who.
the one I heard is you.
If you keep
Cal,
talking, I'm gonna get out of the car.
I think the fact that I did it just shows how broken we are. Okay. How much we really need help.
Oh my God, he actually did it.
Oh my God, Cal!
So then Cal tuck and rolls out of a moving car onto the street, which makes Emily rightfully freak out. Okay, so why would he actually roll out of the car like that? His entire world just collapsed. I feel like the majority of Cal's shock isn't even about the cheating. It's about realizing that his marriage ended off screen.
Are you okay?
Now you care about how he's doing, Emily? The fall out of the car is slapstick, but it's ego death personified. The fall externalizes Cal's internal collapse. That's visual storytelling right there.
I'll leave tonight. I'll sign whatever you want. Just please stop talking about it.
Okay.
He lets her know, I will sign anything you want, just stop talking. Later on, we're going to discuss Emily's character, as well as why the movie doesn't treat her as a villain for cheating. Act 1 of the film isn't about demonizing Emily. It's about Cal's identity collapse. So we're going to focus mainly on that. Okay, this is a question for the pillow pile. Do you think Emily was telling him because she felt guilty or because she wanted a chance to explain herself? I think part of her wanted a chance to explain. She's probably tried to talk to him for months, and he wasn't really listening. She goes to help him up, and he doesn't want her to touch him. Yeah, she's completely annihilated any sense of trust or belonging he had in that marriage at this moment. He is completely disoriented.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
So then Robbie comes out and apologizes, which it should have ended there, Robbie.
Just for the record, I think about you while I do it. Robbie.
Oh my God, that's not okay.
I have this picture of you and I look at it the whole time. Stop it.
So then Robbie follows her out and says, if it helps, I think of you while I do it. Here's why that is not the compliment some people might think it is. That sentence turns an apology into a confession that she didn't ask for. It shifts the moment from, I'm sorry you were uncomfortable, to, please deal with my desire right now.
I love you, Jessica. I am actually begging you to stop it.
Now she has to manage his emotions. That's not a compliment, that's emotional labor. Emotional labor is when you make it awkward, but you make it my problem. It's exhausting because it's invisible. Nothing looks wrong, but one person leaves that interaction feeling heavier than when it started.
Same age as your little brother, but
Listen to her words, Robbie.
pretty sure you're my soulmate.
Oh God. So many things. He's the same age as her little brother, so automatically it's hard for her to think of him that way. But then she walked in on him like that, so she's just reeling already, and then he comes out and says that I was thinking about you at that moment. A good rule of thumb is if it adds sexual tension where there wasn't any sexuality in the conversation before, puts emotional labor on the other person, or wasn't invited, it's a boundary cross, not a compliment. Poor Jessica is having to navigate this situation. She's trying not to embarrass Robbie, but at the same time, she's trying to place a firm boundary there. She's kind of in an impossible situation. What would you do if you were in Jessica's situation right here? She's trying to tell him, like, I'm begging you to stop. What else could she say at this point?
I know I just turned 13, which is the same age as your little brother, but
That's a big gap. If you're thinking about different things at that age, she's thinking about college and he's thinking about high school. Just that right there, you're not at the same level. So then the parents get home.
oh my God, wow, what happened?
Mrs. Weaver said she wanted a divorce, and I jumped out of the car.
Cal?
The movie doesn't dramatize this. There's no yelling, no breakdown, just information delivered a little too calmly and a little too cleanly.
Everybody good?
Dad, you're getting a divorce?
Well,
Oh my gosh, what a terrible way for him to find out. I bet Robbie has a million questions in that moment. He went from one crazy situation to another. I mean, how would you feel if you were Robbie in that moment? Not only did your dad just walk in looking like he, well, jumped out of a car, but your parents are getting a divorce. Your entire foundation has crumbled suddenly. It's completely cracked. I don't know. That's Big feelings right here. Okay.
Jumped out of a moving car?
I did. I jumped out of a moving car. I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
I'm sorry you jumped out of a car.
Robbie has a crush on Jessica. Jessica has a crush on Cal. Cal just found out his wife is cheating, and Emily just asked for a divorce. Nobody is on the same emotional page. Hell, they're not even in the same book. So everyone is performing here. They're performing adulthood or courtesy because presents would be way too hard right now. Anyway, Cal tells Jessica that he'll drive her home.
I don't have any money. Sweetheart, let's
Listen,
How awkward.
Why don't you grab your coat? I'll drive you home.
Like, Cal is dissociating practically. He needs motion. Emily needs distance. Jessica needs validation. And Robbie... We'll talk about that later. But right now, Robbie needs reassurance. And the movie lets all of that coexist without explaining it out loud. I love subtext, you guys. Oh my God. We meet Emma Stone's character Hannah on a normal night out with her friend at a bar. Her friend, coincidentally, was in last month's episode Cloverfield. She was the girl who tells HUD, "You make shit up."
I love him. I really do. And given the opportunity...
What little I know about Emma Stone, whose real name is Emily, she probably was the one who wanted to say this about Conan.
Yes, I would have his babies.
Seriously. Conan O'Brien. You would do Conan O'Brien.
Oh my God, yes.
Ew.
Right here, it's less of a hot girl reveal and more of a audience surrogate, in my opinion. It's more like, here's a real woman with a real personality in a real conversation with a real friend that tells us that she exists outside of male validation and male attention.
Friend to friend. Ew.
Friend to friend.
Your life is so PG-13.
Ooh. The friend's line right there is basically poking the bruise. She's saying, you are so careful, you're gonna miss out. Jacob later embodies that possibility. He's like, what if you didn't have to be careful?
Not PG-13.
Oh, it so is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Pillow pile pause. Sorry. Okay, let's discuss Hannah for a second. Hannah's character and identity is all about discernment and self-respect. That PG-13 jab sets up her central conflict. Is Hannah choosing her limits because they're aligned with her values? Or is she limiting herself because she's afraid of vulnerability, embarrassment, rejection, and loss of control? That question becomes the engine of this scene. It's just a super fast and clean way to communicate her baseline, create a challenge, and then also give the audience a reason to root for her to say yes without making her seem impulsive or out of character. It's a setup line, and it's loaded like a spring.
Lawyer, probably married to that human Valium, Richard.
Human Valium. Oh, here we go. Once again, we're showing feet equals status, what we wear on our feet, the shoes we wear show what type of person we are. We're introduced to Jacob, well, from him looking at them, but then, like, you know, a perfume cologne commercial.
He's funny. He looks like a carrot, honey.
Who looks like a carrot? Hi.
Look how flustered her friend gets.
Who looks like a carrot?
Conan O'Brien. My friend, Hannah here thinks he's sexy.
Notice how she is with Jacob right here. Her friend is there for contrast.
That's weird because I think that your friend Hannah is really sexy.
Oh my God.
You did not just say that.
You see how Hannah doesn't play along? See, she's like an audience surrogate. She's skeptical and unimpressed, but she's observant.
How old are you?
What are you, lawyer?
A little bit.
Come
A
on.
little bit.
I know.
You are? Is she?
Gonna be.
Her lines have the vibe of, no, I'm not flattered, no, I'm not playing along, and no, you don't get points for audacity. That makes her so satisfying to watch. She's what most women wish they could say in the moment without freezing, fawning, or second-guessing themselves.
Don't you think you're a little old to be using cheesy pickup lines?
She clocks it immediately.
Objection. Leading the witness.
See, she doesn't respond to surface-level performance. She's trying to assess the person underneath it. And that's why he becomes obsessed with her. She's the first one who makes him feel like his persona isn't enough. What do you think she clocks about him immediately? Like, what do you think? Is Hannah guarded or just allergic to nonsense?
Wow, Hannah, you're really wearing that dress like you're doing it a favor.
Oh, God.
That's a line. Me sitting over there for the past 2 hours not being able to take my eyes off of you is a fact.
Okay, he watched for 2 hours? Or is he being hyperbolic here? Okay, are we Joe Goldberg or are we just exaggerating a little bit? Okay, the distinction matters.
I mean, there's lots of beautiful women in this bar, your friend included. Hi.
I love you.
But I can't take my eyes off of you. That's a fact. It's not a lie.
The thing about Hannah is she does want chemistry. She just doesn't want to be the collateral damage to somebody's ego. And Jacob is essentially walking male ego. Everything about him is curated. Very reminiscent of Peter Callahan from our While You Were Sleeping episode of Movie Sleepover.
Hannah, can I buy you a drink?
No.
You say no a lot.
This
don't
is
you?
so funny.
Permission to approach the bench.
Seriously?
Okay, I get that he's charming, but I really dislike how he does not take no for an answer.
Let me deliver my closing argument.
Sure, proceed.
Okay, so he does get consent right there.
You're going to age, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you this, you're never gonna regret going home with that guy from the bar that one time that was a total tomcat in the sack. But
Her face is sort of disgusted for a moment. She's like, that's your argument?
but I can't guarantee that you won't not regret it.
That's a double negative.
You're a double negative.
You're a double negative. She's the only woman who Jacob pursues who's not available for purchase with charm. And on top of that, she's not interested in being his prize, you know?
You know what? It's time to go home.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow, it's forward of you, but okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hannah's no is just a rejection of being marketed to. She can tell that this is a performance. She doesn't want a pitch, she wants a person. So every time she shuts him down, what she's really saying is, I can feel the strategy in your voice, and I'm not into it.
I T-bowed Saw 3.
So she rejects Jacob and walks away talking about having TiVo'd Saw 3, which I think is hilarious.
Should I get my car or yours? Should I pull the car around? Have you been drinking? I'll drive.
Liz, coming.
Oh, her name's Liz, okay. And we see Jacob longingly stare after her. You take it that he does not get rejected very often. They don't know it yet, but both of their lives have just changed forever. So what just happened? Emma Stone's character, Hannah, basically clocked it immediately. This is a routine. I am not special in your world. I understand that. So proceed if you must, but you're not getting anything out of me. And we love that for her. So after we meet Hannah at the bar and we reject Ryan Gosling, which already puts her in a different category in his mind. He doesn't get rejected often. After that, we cut to Cal and Jessica in the car on the drive home. Look at her longingly stare at him. I think it's super important to remember the sort of headspace that Jessica is probably in at this moment. She's thinking, okay, he's vulnerable. He needs somebody. I could be that somebody. And then Cal's, his entire world is just completely spinning. He lost his entire identity in one night. Wow, they have such expressive eyes. Oh my gosh. Side note, the actor, Leo Tipton, has since come out as non-binary, so when I'm addressing the actor, I will be using they, them pronouns, and when I'm addressing the character, Jessica, I will be using she, her pronouns.
Call Nana.
Huh?
No.
So then we get the misdirection with Nana. We think he's referring to a grandmother. Remember that for later. That's our first setup.
So Stanford, huh?
See, she's thinking about college.
Good for you. That's great.
Stanford, wow. I went to Stanford, not for college to be treated for my head. This moment is so awkward, but she's trying to find a doorway. To me, the whole crush on Cal is just Jessica being in her, I want to skip the humiliating part of life era. You know, teenage love is humiliating. You face rejection, not knowing what you're doing, feeling invisible, or boys being cruel or stupid. Jessica is trying to jump from awkward girl to desired woman and skip the messy middle. That's why she's so hung up on Cal. Have you ever liked someone more as an idea than a person? That's sort of what's going on here. It's a lot like Limerence. This is a crush that's never been reality tested. That's why it feels so powerful. And that makes sense emotionally, even if it's not okay. They finally pull up to her house, and she takes this moment to try and tell him how she feels.
Mr. Weaver, you're the nicest dad that I babysit of all the,
See, okay, why does Jessica have a crush on Cal, of all people, you might be asking? It's because Cal is adult, but safe. He is also just become vulnerable at the exact time that they are in an enclosed space together. And some girls interpret vulnerability as intimacy. So she mistakes his pain as a doorway.
you're really nice.
See?
And,
He's the nicest example of adulthood that she has.
I like Miss Weaver, but if she wants to divorce you, then I think she's batshit crazy. Sorry.
That must feel a little bit good to hear at the moment, though.
I've developed like a little
Could you
crush.
do me a favor? Would you not mention
He's not even listening. Thank God.
it's something we want to tell them on our own, okay?
So then he's like, please don't tell your parents. We want to tell them on our own. And she says, yeah. And he says, all right, have a good night, and drops her off. Then he finds himself at the bar.
Another vodka cranberry?
He mentions that he's seen this bar all the time, but he's never wandered inside.
It's nice, a lot of pretty girls.
Oh
Hey,
dear.
guess what?
Oh, don't do this.
My wife is having intercourse with someone who is not me.
See, he's just reaching out for connection right now. He's lonely and needs somebody. But this is...
You're not listening.
Yeah, it was not the best way to do it, unfortunately.
You wouldn't ignore me if I were David Lindhagen.
If you were behaving that way, she would.
My wife doesn't ignore David Lindhagen. She screws him.
Oh dear. So Cal's still a bit shell-shocked. The story he's been living in just ended without telling him. His reality... See, when someone cheats on you, you've been living in a reality that is not real. You've been making decisions thinking that your reality is one thing, when in reality, it is something far from that. And that is very destabilizing, disorienting, and it's so much more than just betrayal. Oh, he looks over and he gets a glimpse of Jacob.
Gay.
Oh, interesting. This was filmed during a time when we still said gay in a, like, derogatory tone. Wow. But he sees Jacob, who is basically the embodiment of everything he's not at that moment.
Killed this quarter.
Okay.
Cal, seriously.
All right.
His coworker is being so gentle
Okay.
with him.
Seriously.
To which Cal's like, who told you we're getting a divorce?
Amy heard you crying in the bathroom. We all thought it was cancer.
Oh,
Thank God.
Oh my God.
yeah, just my relationship.
No. Oh God.
Thank God. Oh.
The coworker's elated. This just shows how men's feelings are rarely taken seriously.
I'm so lucky.
You are.
I have to go pick out furniture now.
Okay. You go for it.
See, he's trying to rewrite it as like empowering.
Everyone, it's just a divorce.
Thanks. Feels good.
Everyone claps for him as though his entire life and identity aren't collapsing in real time. It's so bizarre. I remember I told a few people that I was getting a divorce, but I mostly kept it to myself until I was safely out. But I remember I told a doctor I was leaving my abusive ex, and she said, congratulations. And that made me cry. I hadn't had anybody phrase it that way before, you know? So now I haven't had it backfire yet. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I have been telling people congratulations when they get a divorce, because to me, it's an invitation to reinvent your life. And I know I became a much better person when I was outside of an unhappy marriage than I was within it. So I'm pro-divorce if it is a very unhappy marriage, and especially if it was abusive. He's not taking it to mean congratulations in the way that I would, for example. So I just think it's interesting. So then he's moving out. He's packed all his stuff. It's in the U-Haul, and he's getting ready to go. Isn't it funny how, like, even on days where you're sad and it's raining, you're like, of course it's raining. But then on days you're sad and it's not raining, you're like, really? There's gonna be a beautiful sunny day today? It's like it can never be just like your entire world is different, but the sun still rises and the sky is still blue, and it's so crazy, you know?
Cal,
just wanted to say, shit.
She is 100% in the wrong for cheating, but I do believe that he shuts down and martyrs himself every time she tries to talk.
When I get settled, the kids can come and take a look at my new place.
So they're trying to figure out logistics because being emotionally present right now is too hard.
Women have midlife crises.
Fertilize. You gotta be sure to fertilize all
We
this.
got married so young, Cal, and I'm 44.
I love that line. Can women have midlife crises? And then she says, I'm so much older than I ever imagined myself being. I cannot tell you how much I connect with that. That is so crazy. I never saw myself living past 18. Has anyone else felt that way? Did you ever feel that way? Or am I just... But this is a woman who has morphed into being the adult. So for Emily and going forward, let's remember Movie Sleepover rule number 1, empathy before judgment. See, she's trying so hard to connect with him and it's too much for him. This is probably what she's done the entire marriage, and it's why it's over right now.
I don't know when you and I stopped being us. Do you?
Maybe it's when you screwed David Lenhagen.
Oh my gosh. That was really shitty of her to do. But we're gonna talk about Emily a little bit later. Act 1, we're gonna mostly focus on Cal. So she basically is trying to explain herself and trying to let him know, like, this didn't happen in a vacuum. This decision I made is on me, but I made it because I was hurting. That's what she's trying to say. But all he hears is blame and guilt, and this is your fault that I cheated. And he's rejecting that and telling her and putting it back on her, rightfully. But she's trying to have a conversation, and all he can do is try and dissociate because everything hurts too much right now. He can't hear how badly she's trying to fight. He doesn't hear that at all. Gosh, just slowly watching him leave. Did he go back to the bar? What's great, so Dan Fogelman wrote this. The screenplay was actually featured on the 2010 Blacklist, which is a list of the most liked unmade scripts of the year. He's back at the bar. He's watching Jacob now. They almost made eye contact. Goes up to her. You see that disdain immediately? That's just jealousy.
Hey!
Sorry I'm late. I had to pick something up at Macy's.
Oh.
So then Cal's friend Bernie, who I think is Jessica's dad, arrives, and he apologizes for being late.
I'm just glad you're here. I don't know what happened. Tough couple of days.
See, he needs someone to talk to.
You don't see something coming?
Claire said I can't be friends with you anymore.
Oh my God. He says that his wife basically told him that they have to pick a side, Emily or Cal, and they're picking Emily.
I chose you, but she said no.
It's one of those things where my wife wanted this and I wanted this, so we compromised and did what she wanted. The Macy's trip was for him.
It's cologne.
Bernie?
Don't do this.
Are you breaking up with me, Bernie?
Oh my gosh. He says he can't be friends with him anymore.
Bernie?
Oh, that hurt
Bernie.
so bad.
Bernie!
And Jacob saw all of it. Okay. So think about this for a second. Cal just lost his wife, his home, his family, his identity, and his best friend all at the same time. Like, he didn't just lose a wife. He lost the version of himself who knew what to do. That's what happens when your entire adult personality is husband. This is why it is so important for us to teach young men that community is important, because see, he lost his marriage. Now he has nobody to talk to. And that's when depression is like breaking down your door. So, I mean, the fact that he's upright right now is pretty special. I would be tucked away in bed crying. Spirits.
You know a word that is not used very often anymore?
No.
Cuckold.
Oh dear. So then his grief is basically just leaking out of him at this point. He's telling everybody how his wife cheated on him and made him a cuckold.
I'm a cuckold. David Lindhagen cuckolded me. He made a cuckold out of me.
Oh gosh. This is what grief looks like when it doesn't know where to go. Cal overshares to strangers because he doesn't know what to do anymore. He's completely lost at this point. Enter Jacob, the physical manifestation of everything Cal is not. Gosh,
He
dude.
slept with my wife.
Please stop
and
talking.
I didn't know about it. And that is the definition of cuckoldom.
See, Jacob's just noticing and feeling bad for him. I just think it's really interesting how Gosling plays Jacob with this stillness about him. And stillness often reads as power on camera.
David Lindhagen took my wife and slept with her.
We have comedy via repetition, so his public confessions are turning his private pain into spectacle, and that's played for laughs.
Thought I did everything right.
Do you see him? He's sizing him up, and he starts from the shoes up.
I get cuckolded.
See, he's not even talking to anybody. He's just repeating it to himself at this point because he's so astonished and like bewildered at this point. And drunk.
Give me 5 minutes with this guy.
Jacob clocks Cal immediately because he recognizes a man who's suddenly off script. So Jacob calls him over. I like that he goes. He's like, yeah, I'll go talk to him.
Hey, Jacob Palmer.
Cal Weaver.
Let me buy you a drink, Cal.
Thanks, I already have a
Hey,
drink.
Cal, sit down. I'd like to buy you a drink.
Okay.
Not taking no for an answer.
Guess what? My wife is having an affair with David
Lindhagen.
Cal's nervous system is completely deregulated. This is a man who's realizing that he doesn't know how to exist in public anymore. He's completely disoriented. And Jacob spots that and clocks it immediately.
I'm a total stranger. How would I know something so intimate about your wife?
Yeah.
David Lindhagen screwing your wife too.
No.
Drunk people are so funny. He asks him how he knows that.
It's all that I've heard, Cal, for the past 2 nights. You're like badgering people with this sad sack, loser, sob story, and
dear.
I don't understand why.
No, I don't need this crap.
Cal, sit down.
All right.
See, this is tough love right here. He lets him know all of us are tired of hearing about it, dude. And it's nothing against you. It's just at some point your sympathy meter runs dry.
I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. And you need to hear the truth.
I'm not especially fond of tough love, but I do recognize that some situations call for it. And as Shallon Lester says, you can't change what you don't acknowledge.
Okay? Okay. Cal, would you take that straw out of your mouth? Just for this conversation. You know what that looks like? It looks like you're sucking on a tiny schwanz.
So he's like, no one's thinking that, but you notice immediately after he's like, okay, I'm never drinking from a straw again. We're getting pretty basic coverage. I'm trying to think what all I want to say. Directing the film, we have Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, who you might recognize from the series This Is Us, and they also wrote Bad Santa. They've been a writing, directing, producing duo ever since college when they were in class, and the instructor asked everybody what their influence was to get into filmmaking, and everybody but those two said Empire Strikes Back. Ever since then, they were a duo. These directors have a gift for underrated storytelling, in my opinion. This movie doesn't feel directed in a flashy way, and that's the point. The directing approach is clean coverage, performance first, and let the actors sell the subtext, because that's what the film's real special effect is. Chemistry and timing.
Permission to speak candidly, sir.
I think you've already gone there.
You're sitting there with a Supercuts haircut. You're getting drunk on watered-down vodka cranberries like a 14-year-old girl.
See, Jacob is all about presentation. He's constantly thinking about what his behavior and appearance looks like to other people. That's a really tired way to live your life, man.
And you're wearing a 44 when you should be wearing a 42 regular.
See, he's been sizing
Honestly,
him up.
I don't know if I should help you or I should euthanize you.
Ouch. So at some point, you need to be told the harsh truth. But there is a way to say the truth that isn't like being a jerk. And I think that's where tact comes in. But anyway.
You got a kind face.
Aww.
You got a good head of hair. You seem like a nice guy. I'm gonna help you rediscover your manhood.
So now we have the midpoint lie. That confidence can be installed externally. And we've officially met our mentor on Cal's hero's journey.
We're gonna find it. We are. I promise you.
Oh, that's nice.
And I promise you this too, Cal.
Any promises?
When we're done, this wife of yours, she's gonna rue the day she ever decided to give up on you.
She's gonna rue the day. Have you guys ever seen those shows where it's like, I think it's called Pickup Artist, but it's they use pickup artistry and they teach men how to pick up women. There's actual techniques to it, and it's alarming how even the men who you wouldn't consider conventionally attractive seem to have success working the techniques. Have you guys ever met anybody that was like super into that pickup artist stuff? Have you ever seen them in action? How did it go? I had an ex that was like super into that stuff. That should have been my first red flag right there. Anyway. So Jacob lets him know he's gonna help him rediscover his manhood. Now, manhood with Jacob means something different than masculinity, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
That's my offer.
It's a pretty good offer.
You in or you out?
Jacob is basically saying, here's my offer, take it or leave it. And what does Cal say?
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Maybe you remind me of someone.
We find out who later.
I'm in.
Notice how fast Cal agrees, though? He doesn't just want confidence, he wants relief. And performance promises immediate regulation. Presence takes time.
Hey, fancy face, you wanna go?
Fancy face. I love that. He doesn't even call her name. Oh my god. 50 Cent says he doesn't even remember it. He probably does.
Okay. Century City Mall, food court. 3 o'clock, Thursday.
So the film came in as Untitled Marital Crisis Movie and Untitled Dan Fogelman Project before it eventually almost became called Romantical. Steve Carell said that he hates the title, or at least did hate the title, Crazy Stupid Love. He couldn't imagine college-age kids going to see Crazy Stupid Love. He thought they'd probably go to see something called The Wingman or something similar to that. Getting a title for the film was so bad that the filmmakers even offered a free iPad to anybody on set who could come up with a better title.
She will rue the day.
She will rue the day.
Set you guys up with some snacks
Oh,
over
that
here,
shirt,
take you
Cal,
right
is
on.
not looking good. Just immediately starts dancing.
You okay?
Yeah, you?
So we see Cal's new place. It's very bare bones, but he gets a conversation with Robbie at this point, and Robbie asks him if he's okay. Like, imagine seeing your dad look this way.
Can I tell you something? Love sucks.
Look at how unflattering that shirt is on him. Oh my gosh. That's to give us contrast for later.
You in love, buddy?
Well, if you must know.
Ding dong.
He's trying to talk to him, and then he tries to talk to him and let him know, like, I'm feeling some really big feelings. But then right at that second, what happens?
Hey, yeah. What is she doing here?
Guys, your mom wants you to stay here while she's out hooking.
What?
What?
While she's out hooking? Not okay. Oh my God. Never talk badly about the other parent in front of the children. Seriously. Even my ex who was abusive, I never talked about him in front of my former stepson ever negatively. Even, like, I understand being furious with her. I do. But disparaging her in front of the kids is not okay.
I don't need a
Very
babysitter.
So Jessica arrives.
She's only 4 years older than me. You need to know that. She needs to know that.
I know.
She needs to know that.
Man, are you growing up? Look at him. It's unbelievable. He's in love already.
That's the thing, like, Cal, Robbie just told you that, and how do you know he wasn't telling you that in confidence? Like, the fact that Cal walks away and tells Robbie's business immediately is not cool in my opinion, but...
Molly, say goodbye to Daddy.
Wait, where are you going?
I'm taking a class.
Cal's kids show up at his new place only for him to invite over Jessica, the babysitter, so that he can go to the mall and meet Jacob.
Yep. Molly, I'm going.
Oh, poor little Joey King. Just go over there and dance. Let's dance.
Hey, Tiger.
Oh dear. When you're growing up, your parents are your stability. So when their relationship ends, those foundations feel shaky all of a sudden. So rather than focusing on feeling the huge enormity of all of that, Robbie focuses instead on Jessica.
I love you so
Robbie.
much. I love you so much. Please.
Please? Oh gosh. He focuses on winning Jessica as an escape from his home life. If I can win her, everything will be better. Then Cal goes to the mall to meet up with Jacob. We see him coming up that escalator.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, Cal? As he's walking by, we see Hannah and Liz are with her boyfriend, and they're all having a going away party for Hannah before she goes into her cave to study for the bar.
Everybody, if I could, thank you. A little toast.
Is that Josh Groban?
To my Anna Banana. And you study your butt off, because if you do, I just know that you are gonna kick that bar's butt.
Oh my gosh. Like, he's not charming, like, he's more sleazy. He's supposed to contrast with Jacob's character.
You know, it reminds me of an old story my law professor told me about...
Oh dear God, cheers, everyone. Cheers.
They're all drinking with straws. But Hannah and her friend aren't.
When my girl here passes, I'm gonna have another little celebration.
He leans over to her friend and basically lets her know, like, keep your schedule open because after she passes the bar, we're gonna have another party right here and it's gonna be a special night. She doesn't even smile after they kiss.
Did you hear that? Hear what? You heard that? What? Special night? Yeah.
Oh my God, I absolutely adore the color grading on this film, you guys. It is so pretty.
You think he's gonna propose? At the El Torito Grill? God, I hope not. Why do you want him to?
I love her friend. Her friend clearly has, like, no f***s to give when it comes to men. And then her friend asks her if she even wants him to propose, and she says this.
Oh, he's nice.
Not, I love him. Not, I hope so. Not, I'm scared but excited. Just, he's nice. Okay, this line is doing a shocking amount of work right here. It's showing how easily people get swept up into milestones before they've even consciously chosen anything. She's comfortable, but not alive. She's not confused about him. She's confused about herself inside a life that looks great on paper. And that's more dangerous than dissatisfaction, because it's easier to stay when nothing's technically wrong. Okay, it's so obvious to us that he's not for her. He's one of those people that you can just tell he's surface level, because his entire vibe is sleazy and he just seems like somebody who's only complimenting you because you could get him farther. You know, that's his vibe. I don't like him, but he's probably nice enough. You know, she says he's nice, but that's the thing. You don't want to settle for nice. You should have a lot of other adjectives to explain and describe the person that you're in love with besides nice. Nice is bare minimum. That should be your baseline. And not even nice, but kind. But please, I am begging you from the bottom of my heart, do not settle for he's nice. If the answer to do you want him to propose is not, oh my gosh, yes, it's a no.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
See, everybody's in their phones. Nobody's present except Hannah. And she's unhappy. Be present. I was with someone who rarely looked up from his phone, and I cannot tell you how frustrating it is when your partner cares more about what's on their screen than what's in your head. I don't usually share a lot of this, but it feels like it's time. Look at this, it's lit like a commercial. Notice how Jacob's world is lit like a commercial, and then Cal's world is lit like reality? That's not an accident. It's basically the film telling you who's performing and who's bleeding. The music is amazing. The camera work, it was like we were coming up the escalator. Just a man in a suit eating some Sbarros.
You're late.
Yeah, sorry.
Sbarros?
That was a reference to The Office.
What happened to your feet?
These are my 407s.
Oh, your 407s.
Oh, they're 407s. Can I see them?
Yeah.
So we have costuming as shorthand right here. One line replaces a 5-minute backstory. With these shoes right here, we see that Cal is a dad who no longer puts much effort into his appearance.
These offer a lot of support.
Right.
Whoa, come on!
What are you, in a fraternity?
Are you insane?
Are you in a fraternity?
You could have hit somebody.
Are
What
you?
was that?
Okay, pillow pile. How do we feel about Jacob? I understand he's played by Ryan Gosling. I get it. But try and separate that from the character and his behavior for a second. Comment, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to go home with him? And don't worry, the pillow pile is not for smart takes or great analysis. It's just where we say the thing that we're thinking at the moment, whether it's weird or not. even if it doesn't make sense yet. You don't have to sound clever or put together. Just toss in whatever you feel at any given moment during the video. As I'm sure you've noticed, not all of my takes are winners, you know? Sorry. I'd like to think of this as a conversation rather than a performance. So toss in your half-finished thoughts, you know? Maybe together we can make some magic.
You got no right to wear New Balance sneakers ever. Come on.
Is that what they mean when they talk about like dominating behavior?
You can rebuild your entire wardrobe with like 16 items. Credit card.
He asks him for his credit card. Look at how offended he is. Oh my God.
You see, the problem is that your head has like the proportions of like a styrofoam peanut.
So they go through everything. He talks skincare with him. This must have been fun to shoot.
Under your eyes is starting to look like you have his ball sack.
Jacob basically scolds him over and over for his choices, remarking that he's not really making any effort on his appearance, and that's translated into every aspect of his life.
It does.
Where are your wallets?
He's probably not spent very much money on himself in years.
These are fine.
They're not fine. You have a mom butt. Is that what you want?
So we have our script by Dan Fogelman. We have our directors, Requa and Ficarra. So now it's casting. In pre-production, casting isn't just about who's good. It's who carries authority in the audience's mind and who sells this premise in a trailer with under 12 seconds of screen time. So here we have Steve Carell, who gives sympathetic vulnerability, Ryan Gosling, who has charisma and comedic precision. Then we have Emma Stone with warmth and intelligence and audience trust, and Julianne Moore, she brings the credibility and emotional weight. All together, movie magic.
Why don't we just go to the Gap?
Jacob's like, what am I even doing here?
What are you doing?
Ooh, what a beautiful wide shot.
Be better than the Gap. Be better than the Gap.
Duh. Be better than the Gap. See, that line almost wasn't even in the film, but somebody knew the CEO of the Gap and they said yes. They agreed to let them use the name brand.
Say it.
Say it.
I'm better than the Gap.
There you go. I love that wide shot. Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Oof.
God. Stop slapping me, really.
Okay. Beautiful.
See, Jacob understands the male gaze so well because he's been living in it for so long. Jacob is basically LinkedIn for masculinity. So here we're basically like outsourcing an identity. Cal agrees to become better.
You'd like to slap me in the face.
She's like, I can see that.
I don't know.
I do.
She is so pretty.
I know exactly.
Oh.
Seriously?
Do you think this moment feels charming or just rehearsed? Would this work on you if you were her? Be honest.
Seriously? You asked her out like that?
But you see, it's so clearly about confidence. It's the fact that he goes through the effort of asking her out. So many men don't bother with effort. You should ask her out and then you should have a plan of what you want to do when you ask her out. Those two things will set you apart from most men.
Yeah.
And that worked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of stupid, but
Wow. Look at you.
Now we have like a visual rebirth. This montage is ideological. It's implying that transformation is fast, but the film later corrects that. It's about confidence.
Did you sleep with him?
Jesus, God!
Yeah, probably.
What?
He's so shocked.
You would?
And she's immediately gonna rethink that right about now. Why do you think she said she would sleep with Cal? And then why do you think that surprises him?
What are you even saying?
You see what just happened, Cal? As soon as you opened your mouth, Tiffany started doubting whether she wanted to sleep with you or not.
The montage works because society actually does respond better to people who look confident and who look like they know where they're going, even if they don't. There's actually an entire subreddit called Act Like You Belong, which is where it's all about like social engineering, and it talks about if you wear the right clothes, you can get in anywhere. Like, for example, if two men are wearing vests and carrying a ladder, they can get in anywhere. By changing Cal's clothes, they're changing how he's seen and read by the other characters. This is classic rom-com language. Transformation equals redemption. But this movie is smarter than that.
That's probably the meanest thing anyone's ever said to me.
No,
Oh, here we go. Post-divorce, this man has no script, no confidence baseline, and no sense of what he's supposed to know. The makeover gives him structure. The clothes aren't the magic, the clarity is. The music in this film is so subtle. It's like, yes, it hurts, but you're safe. Keep watching.
Your wife cheated on you because you lost sight of who you are as a man, as a husband, and probably as a lover.
You're right, that's meaner.
It's true, though. He's basically telling him that if he wasn't so complacent in his life, he wouldn't be where he is right now. He would be in a happy marriage. And I don't know if I disagree with that. I don't want this to come across victim blamey. Cal was betrayed. He is the victim in this situation, full stop. But Emily's cheating was the outcome of many years of repressed unhappiness in that marriage. We'll explore that a bit further in a minute, in another scene. It's a very nuanced situation.
Let's talk about how many women you've been with.
Sexually?
Yeah, no. I mean breakdance fighting.
We're at the bar, and Jacob's asking Cal how many women he's been with, and he confesses he's only ever been with Emily, and Jacob is astonished.
We met in high school, okay?
They're high school sweethearts.
Emily is beautiful.
I guess.
She was gorgeous. She was one of those women that could be wildly sexy and unbelievably cute all at the same time.
And this is the first time that we're introduced to the sexy cute combination line.
Your little blip, senior year.
I literally stopped listening to Emily. I think we should start approaching women tonight. Are you ready to go?
I miss my wife.
Oh. So then we get a montage of the movie running a side-by-side test of performance versus presence. Cal talks to women, and it's very uncomfortable to watch.
I'm Jacob Palmer. How you doing?
I'm Cal.
No.
So interesting. It's so funny when he gives her a high five just for her name. Is that like a dating technique? I feel like that would work on me.
What's your name?
Cal Weaver.
It doesn't help that she looks so much younger than him.
No relation to Dennis Weaver. McLeod.
So then he starts talking about Dennis Weaver from McLeod.
You're not talking about McLeod again, are you?
So this has clearly happened before.
To all of our fallen homies.
I feel like Ryan Gosling here is playing a pickup artist, sort of like a case study rather than a character, if that makes sense. Like Jacob is a constructed persona. He has perfect hair, perfect control, perfect detachment. He lives in this minimalist bachelor fantasy. You're watching a guy use confidence as a coping strategy. So we get quick cuts between Jacob's wins and Cal's losses when flirting, and that discomfort comes from watching Cal abandon himself, basically, and watching Jacob succeed and do it way more smoothly.
I'm the fourth of 5 sisters.
No, that's boring.
Oh.
Not for your sisters, but for my purposes, it's not gonna work.
We see Cal in the background.
Friend. And he thinks that you're way too pretty to be interesting, and that's
So it's just
hogwash.
about putting the impetus on the woman, I guess, making them feel like they have to impress the guy rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
You wanna get out of here?
Sure.
Giddy up.
Am I boring you? I'm totally boring.
It's hitting that pain point of, why do I feel invisible in certain spaces? Jacob isn't confident. He's well rehearsed. Like, he goes to the same bars all the time. He's about to teach Cal how to be confident, but not really confident, just legible and well-read by others. That's mentorship, yeah, but it's also projection.
How are you doing this, like, wildly sexy, but unbelievably cute thing that you're doing?
Oh my gosh, and Jacob even uses his own line.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Absolutely.
And we get this montage.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
God, costuming must have had so much fun with this film. Cal thinks, finally, this majestic woman is somehow coming straight for me. But it turns out she's just delivering the check. And it also turns out he's spending over $800 at the club on drinks. That is so much money. What is that, Divorce for Dummies? Dude, okay, seriously, not even lying. Okay, I'm disabled, so it took me a lot of time just like you guys don't even understand. Like just filming a YouTube video is not just filming a YouTube video. It's a lot of work for me considering my pain. So doing something as intensive as filing for divorce, it took me so long and it was so complicated and I didn't have a lawyer. So I really like divorce for dummies. It's not a joke to me. It's like Vietnam flashbacks, okay? I just start hearing Spirit in the Sky as soon as that book comes out. But Emily's at the copier with Divorce for Dummies, and who should come up to her at that moment? You guessed it, David Lindhagen.
You have a second?
Oh, hey, David, no, because I'm swamped.
He's like, you've been avoiding me. You literally saw me and ran the other way. She's like, no, I didn't. He goes, you're very fast.
I ran track in high school.
That must be it.
I love her underrated humor. Both of them. She has chemistry with both Carell and Bacon, like very well in this film. And I feel like Moore's comedic delivery is very undersold. It's very good.
Listen, I'm sorry about you and Cal.
That's interesting that he made sure the door was open. Like he still cares about optics even now.
I had no intention of falling for a married woman, but somewhere having lunch and I'm on this accountant who's waking up every morning excited to go to work.
Oh, and he lets her know, like, the fact working with her is what makes him excited to go to work in the morning. That is so beyond sweet, and I feel so bad for him. At the same time, he did get involved with a married woman, so he is not innocent in this situation. He's collateral damage.
And that just does not happen for accountants, ever.
See?
I check with other accountants.
That is so sweet. I talk to other accountants. Okay, so from this scene, we get set up that basically they've been having lunch together, and in that you probably get that they've been having a somewhat emotional affair. I'm guessing that during these lunches, she talked more to David Lindhagen than she did to her own husband about how she felt. So over the last few months, she's felt more connected to this guy than she did to the man she's sleeping in the same bed with. And casting Kevin Bacon in this role is perfect. He's just the right amount of charming and vulnerable, I feel like. And Kevin Bacon also has a good punchable face, if you know what I mean. He does really well as the villain. So casting him as this guy who's not necessarily a villain, but kind of collateral damage in the affair, it really works because he's not innocent, but he's not a villain. He's just David Lindhagen.
You're asking to pre-board the Titanic. Do you really want any part of this?
Do I really want any part of this?
Do I want any part of this? Are you crazy? Look at him.
Emily, your report.
Look how eager he is. Look at Kevin Bacon's look of hope and eagerness at the end of this scene. All right, just to check in, how's everybody feeling? That's a cute bracelet and watch, huh? Maybe keep an eye out for that later. So we're hearing about the Scarlet Letter as Robbie is texting Jessica about Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore being happy despite the gap in their ages. And Jessica lets him know, like, please stop, you're making me uncomfortable. But I think it's interesting that we see a shot of her sort of consider it for a second.
Mr. Weaver.
You want to talk about the Scarlet Letter, Miss Tafferty?
So then Robbie stands up and just lets out his frustrations on his classmates, repeatedly using profanity.
The A they're both wearing, I think it stands for...
Here we go.
They fell in love, and love is for stupid ass...
He's wearing a moose shirt. Okay, my best friend Bryn, she has this thing about moose, man. So she would mention at this moment how moose are a problem, and it makes sense to me. He's being disruptive in class, and he's wearing a moose shirt.
And this book is just about a bunch of... who fell in love, like... then had to die, like...
Trivia time! What film, also starring Emma Stone, also referenced the Scarlet Letter? Was it A, Easy A, B, Superbad, C, The Help, or D, Movie 43? The answer is A. In the film Easy A, Olive has to combat rumors of her promiscuity by brandishing a scarlet A on her clothes. You might say that question was an easy A. Get it? Get it? I'll see myself out.
Sorry about all the ass.
It all culminates to a visit to the principal's office where Emily picks him up. I don't know, I think it's funny. I swore a lot as a teenager, but not in front of my parents and not in front of teachers. So So then Emily picks Robbie up from school after she has to see his principal for all of the profanity. And we get a short scene of them bonding on the way out where she's like, you'd think somebody would have written a better book by now. Then he has to go with her to work.
I guess I should take that down. Huh?
I guess.
I like how transparent and open she is about being in a liminal space right now. She asks him how Cal is doing, and he lets her know, like, he's going out a lot. Look at her reaction to that.
Well, that's good. That's really good.
She tries to, like, make it okay, but look at her body language after that.
Want to get takeout tonight, honey?
I mean, he's sad. You can tell that he's sad, even though he looks better. You can still tell that he's not happy, you know?
Oh. Sometimes, even when you feel like you're doing the right thing, you can feel guilty anyway because other people get hurt by it. But I really like how she's open and transparent about being sad too. And then he admits that he heard her crying the other night.
Yeah, well, you know. Yes.
See, I feel like part of her is relieved because at least she's not the only one who's hurting.
I heard you crying in your bedroom the other night. Didn't know what to do.
Oh, Robbie, baby, you're 13. You're not supposed to know what to do.
Kids notice so much more than we give them credit for.
What did you Google?
I searched mom crying in bed.
Oh dear.
Bunch of weird videos of moms in bed.
Oh God, okay. All right, that's enough.
Nope. So we get this nice moment of bonding between Emily and Robbie. So even though the divorce has shaken up the family foundations, they're still able to be mother and son together.
Oh, hey.
That's so funny.
Phil wants to see you before you take off.
Oh, David, this is my son, Robbie.
Look at his face.
How you doing, buddy?
Buddy? Don't call me buddy. Emily has to step out for a moment, and boundary-crossing David, of course, takes that opportunity to come and talk to Robbie for some reason.
Okay. Thanks, David.
See, he starts to walk away, and then it's almost like, I don't know, that devil on his shoulder is like, go, be annoying, cross boundaries.
I hear you're quite the soccer player.
See, raising the chair is such a clean piece of character writing. It's like dominance behavior with plausible deniability.
So, David, I hear you broke up my parents' marriage. You are David Lindhagen, right?
Lindhagen.
Oh my gosh. See, Robbie becomes like the scene's moral prosecutor at this moment. That line, I hear you're the man that broke up my family, it's about refusing that social contract that this is merely just an awkward conversation. Robbie's basically saying, you don't get to pretend to be a normal person in front of me.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Lindhagen.
Hugging.
Whatever.
I said what I said.
She winds up back with my dad. He's a better guy than you are. In every category. And she still loves him.
See, he's a better man than you is kid speak for, if my dad isn't better, then none of this makes sense and I'm not safe. So it has to be true for him. So he doubles down on that certainty. They're getting back together. That's just survival for a kid.
He's not going to give up on my mom, just like I'm not going to stop sending Jessica text messages that make her feel uncomfortable.
I don't love that line. Watch how he's so candid with David, and then as soon as Emily walks in, he switches back to this, like, suddenly more innocent and childlike demeanor.
You ready to go, honey?
Mommy, can we do Chinese for dinner tonight?
Yeah, sure, honey.
It's showcasing how he's in control and he can turn it on and turn it off whenever he wants. But he's also sort of protecting Emily as well. He's not bringing her into the tension. So now David has two options. He can either challenge the kid, which looks pathetic, or he can take it and lose status and absorb the shame. And Robbie wins either way. What did you think was gonna happen here, David?
Bye, David.
See you.
So awkward. Yep. Before they leave, Robbie places a framed photo of his parents on the desk in front of David as like a final FU to him, you know? But that chair and the photo, that's not just decoration. Those are like narrative weapons that the movie trusts the audience to pick up so that the dialogue can be relatively simple. And okay, this might be a little deeper, but this is a scene that shows a truth that's not often acknowledged, in my opinion, that children don't just suffer from divorce. They learn strategy from it. Then Cal is working his frustrations out at the gym with Jacob.
The war between the sexes is over, and we won.
Oh, did you?
We won the second women started doing pole dancing for exercise. But even though we won, they still deserve our respect.
You know what? I've always wanted to do that. My friend and I were gonna take a class, but it cost too much money, so.
Is this bothering you?
See, he asks him to cover
She
up.
bounces in your face for 20 minutes. If it's not bothering you, we got a
20
bigger problem.
minutes? It really bothers me that Jacob just ignores Cal's boundaries here. He's judging Cal for not speaking up sooner while actively violating his boundaries. That's toxic masculinity.
Okay, it bothers me.
I don't care. You got to take control of your man.
Oh my gosh, he lets him know it bothers him, and he says he doesn't care.
I take what I want.
See, what I think he's trying to do here is make Cal fight. He wants Cal to show him a little bit of grit, a little bit of put it away, or I'll make you put it away. And that's the sign.
I think you're ready, pal. You play your strengths, pal. That's all any of us can do.
I think that's the best advice he gives him. Because becoming more confident isn't about becoming a completely different person. It's about accepting yourself and working with what you've got to feel at home in who you are.
She's a total fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think she came to a crowded bar to have a quiet drink alone?
I've never gone to a bar by myself alone. I've been to a restaurant, like I've taken myself out for dates, like to restaurants. I've gone to the movies by myself, but I've never been doing this. I don't know. Let me see, Marissa Tomei. I hope that's how you say her name. She is gorgeous. I love her role in My Cousin Vinny. And Cal lets him know, just because I've watched you pick up women doesn't mean I know how to pick up a woman.
Have to do with anything.
You know when he's teaching them to wax on and off, but he's really teaching them to fight? What's the first thing I do when I go up to a girl? I buy her a drink.
Yes, always. Without fail.
Then Cal, basically without realizing it, is reiterating Jacob's entire philosophy and playbook back to him.
Buy her a drink even if she doesn't want one, you insist.
And do I talk about myself?
Never. Never talk about yourself, always about her.
And here we're talking about those pickup artist techniques and how they make the woman feel like they have to justify themselves to the men rather than the other way around, when really it should be nobody justifying themselves to anybody. But anyway.
She has to be the interesting one. Impress me. Impress me with how interesting you are. It's a big game. Creepy little game you play.
That's judgmental, isn't it?
Creepy little game. Look at Jacob sitting there. Look at his body language. He's so proud.
Do I ask him to come home with me?
No, you tell him to come home with you. They have no choice in the matter. It is your choice, and they are so overjoyed to have had the opportunity.
So Cal, still morally intact and still a little horrified, describes Jacob's approach with a lot of judgment baked in. It's calculated and manipulative and emotionally detached, but efficient.
To make sweet, sweet love to you. Oh my God.
The penny drops.
You did. You Miyagi'd me.
Cal realizes that this whole time he's been learning a strategy. He didn't just learn clothes and confidence, he absorbed a philosophy.
Huh.
That's from Karate Kid Part 2. See, Cal realizing he was Mr. Miyagi is funny, but it's kind of ironic too, because Jacob isn't training him for integrity. He's training him for social dominance. Cal's glow-up isn't becoming desirable. It's just becoming more legible for others, which works until it doesn't. Sometimes you can fix how the world sees you faster than you can fix how you feel. And that gap is eventually going to collect interest. Which is why, if you really want to be better than the gap, be better than that gap. Oh, he's taken off the ring. So he's taken off the ring for the first time. That's a big deal. This is basically him admitting that his reality has completely changed. He's no longer married Cal. He's single Cal. Hi, I'm Date Mike. It's nice to meet me.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Aw, they go up to Kate.
Hey, Kate, do you mind if I introduce you to
I'm Cal. I got this.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Cal's a little bit more confident than Jacob assumed he would be.
And this is my friend Jacob.
Hi.
He's just leaving.
Oh. So that's one way to treat people.
Do you think Cal's glow up is growth or just distraction?
So can I buy you a drink, Kate?
Oh, no thank you.
I'm gonna buy you a drink anyway.
I'm 5 years sober. What can I get for you?
He could have saved that.
Nothing. Go away. We're good.
Coca-Cola, water, iced tea.
Please don't come back ever.
Please don't come back ever. I feel like he could have saved the sober moment, but it just goes to show you should really be respecting people's boundaries.
So what do you do, Cal?
I don't know. What do you do, Kate?
I asked you first.
I asked you second.
Would this work without the alcohol? I guess we're about to find out, because Cal manages to make this whole situation worse somehow.
Seriously, what do you do?
Seriously, what do you do?
Okay, it is so creepy to me when guys choose not to answer questions about themselves. It's not flirting, it's like the emotional dodge and weave. That is so weird that he's not telling her.
Are you really not going to tell me what you do?
Why does nobody talk about the fact that so much of what Jacob says only works because he's Ryan Gosling? I mean, in Gosling's own words, Jacob is a Lothario who hangs out at bars and creeps with girls, reads too many men's magazines, and none of it is making him happy. That's Gosling's own words right there, by the way. So this sequence shows how the 2000s pickup artist behavior plays out for men who aren't entirely confident in themselves and don't view this interaction as meaningful. I mean, I don't know about you, but I get the vibe he doesn't really see her as a person at this moment, just a prize to be won, a conquest, proof that he succeeds, you know? Look at her face. See, at this point, just walk away.
I'm a teacher.
Boring.
This is what makes me think she has low self-esteem.
You gotta keep it interesting. Interest me.
I studied at Oxford University.
Boring.
Oxford?
Wow.
Kate, what are you doing? You can do so much better than where you're at.
England. Yuck.
You know, I think my friend...
England, yuck.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I feel like this sequence captures a universal fear. It's like, if I'm myself, I won't be chosen. If I'm performing, I might be.
Okay, you know what? I'm in corporate insurance.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. This is one of the film's most deceptively important scenes because it shows where Jacob's system breaks and then honesty and presence still sneaks in the cracks and wins anyway. I'm not good at small talk, guys. You've probably noticed my videos are dense.
I have children, plural, and my wife was cheating on me with David Lindhagen, which I wasn't supposed to tell you about either, but I did.
He just unloads. See, casting Marissa Tomei is not accidental, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but she possesses this adult sensuality that makes this whole interaction feel like a conquest. And that's intoxicating, if you've ever felt invisible. And the movie knows that. And look at her face.
What were you supposed to tell me?
I don't know.
She's like, what were you supposed to tell me?
You are the perfect combination of sexy and cute, which is actually something that I used to say to my wife. But now it's become corrupted.
So at least he is honest. He does let her know that's a compliment I used to give to my wife.
And I have 18 layers of clothes on. Seals in all the heat. Seals in all the juices.
So then he goes on a ramble about how he was supposed to act and what he was supposed to say. And suddenly he's being congruent in who he really is, which at the end of the day is one of the most attractive things a person can be. And she clocks that instantly. This man is not pretending anymore. He's telling the truth, even when it's unflattering, and he's letting her see the mess instead of managing his image. That's intimacy.
And I'm looking at your breast. What's that about?
What's that about?
You think I'm the perfect combination of sexy and cute?
That's
Girl.
what you picked up from what I just said?
Girl. So in this moment, he shares that the combination sexy and cute thing was a compliment that he gave to his wife. And somehow she hears him calling her that. Cal's amazement keeps the tone light so that the audience doesn't feel tricked. We're laughing with him, not judging him yet. So then they go back to Cal's apartment and they engage in this weird game of truths
That I had to move into after my wife left.
You're being so honest.
Oh my gosh, it really does not take a lot to impress women right now. See, she's into the honesty of it all.
I've only had sex with one woman.
Our culture has become so much like Jacob, you know, with the performance. And here's Cal, and Cal is pure presence at this moment.
Honest or not honest?
That's honest.
Tell me more.
And for a lot of people, once you've tasted presence, it's intoxicating. Going back to performance is really just, it doesn't hit as strongly as it once did. Ew, what are you doing?
Oh my God, this is so much fun.
They must have had so much fun filming this. She's like, what do you want to do with me? And he confesses. Ooh, that's a reference to The Graduate right there.
You're really jealous.
She is delighted. This is basically a man telling her that she's desirable and she's better than another woman. For anyone with low self-esteem, or anyone period, that's gonna be a huge rush of dopamine. It also feels like another round of intimacy. Instead of, I'm using you, it becomes, I'm telling you the worst motive I have. And then she chooses it anyway. That's consent with eyes wide open. And that's why she's delighting in it rather than recoiling. It's played for laughs, but it's also kind of the movie saying that sometimes the thing that you're scared to admit is the one thing that's gonna make someone choose you.
You can call me.
Okay. Trivia time. What film did Tomei, Gosling, and Carell later star in together? Was it A, Spider-Man Homecoming, B, My Cousin Vinny, C, The Nice Guys, or D, The Big Short? The answer is D. Tomei and Carell star as husband and wife in the film that depicts the 2008 housing market crisis. It's an amazing movie. I'm gonna add it to our movie sleepover list. Oh my gosh. But that's so interesting. He lives at apartment 212. 2 is like partnership, and then 1 is new beginnings. And he's like, and the new beginning, he's between partnership. So he's between his marriage and his new marriage, his remarriage eventually. And he's in that middle ground. So 212, it's like the perfect number for his apartment. Sorry, my numerology brain is being a dork. So now he's got his mojo back, basically. Act 2, choices. Performance versus connection. Before we begin, I would love to invite you to Movie Sleepover Live. My channel isn't just meant to be a series of videos, it's meant to be an event that happens every month on the 30th. You can come and talk, hang out, or just lurk while you fold laundry. Everybody is welcome and you'll belong immediately. Movie Sleepover is where we watch movies together and talk about what they reveal about being human, not just whether they're good or bad. It's about what they bring up in us. A quick shout out to Zombie Gang and Split for their amazing comments that I really appreciated. I cannot tell you how much I appreciated your guys' comments. If you want to be featured on a future episode of Movie Sleepover, go ahead and toss your comments in the pillow pile. And if you're interested, the Movie Club on Patreon is for the people who want to feel the movie even after it's over. People who want to sit in that feeling just a little bit longer. So link is in the description. Look at her face. So then we get a montage of Cal dating. You just get this vibe with him of like, I did it. So now he's flirting with women. The camera work in this sequence is really impressive in my opinion. So now his self-concept has shifted. He's no longer Cal, the divorced man. He's Cal, the guy who gets women. I'm Date Mike. Nice to meet me. We've got Made for Love in the background. I'm gonna probably have to mute the music for copyright. Do you think he's lonely or just bored? Like, does he want love or does he just want his dignity back? Look, he's getting all types of women. Like, your confidence, you might think you can get a certain number. I know men, a lot of the times they'll rate women for like 1 to 10, and men will think like, oh, I'm not good enough to get that number, but you have confidence, you can get whatever, you can pull, man.
I've never experienced that before in my life.
And then we get a scene where he's comparing notes with Jacob to showcase how performance works. It's rewarded and it feels good, you know? Everyone understands why you'd want this, right? I mean, you guys get what I mean when I say that this is the ideal to a lot of people. And if this movie ended here, it would be a success story. This immediate reward trains the character wrong at this point. But here, good storytelling lets success become a problem.
Dude, I met this girl the other night. She was like heckling me the whole
And
time
it's
we
just
were.
sad that like this is a male friendship that they're having, but they're bonding over exploiting women. So in that sense, it's not cool. But I do like male friendships in film.
What, it's serious to kiss me? It's supposed to be fun. Oh my God, it's gonna be hard work. Why don't you just stop?
Why don't you just stop? And Hannah's friend sees them at the bar, and somehow, I guess she's never met Hannah's dad, I don't know. She calls her and lets her know that Ryan Gosling is there, and Hannah lets her know that she's studying.
Hello? Hey, hot guy from the bar who hit on
Okay,
me
maybe
here.
she just doesn't see him because he's behind someone.
You should be studying the gentle curve of this.
Okay, goodbye, Liz.
That too much?
Not too much.
Hello?
I just thought you'd want to know what I heard about your old pal Cal.
Jessica overhears her mother telling her dad that Mr. Weaver has been out with lots of young women recently.
No, she babysits for him. She's almost an adult. There are lots of young women in and out of his apartment.
Oh, and she basically hears that and takes it as permission, like young women, there's a chance, essentially, that he could be into her somehow, which is gross, but we're gonna follow that logic. So she approaches probably what she assumes to be the most promiscuous girl at school to get some advice. She follows her down the hall and eventually...
Are you following me? Madison, I just had a question for you. Okay, Jessica, what's up?
So she goes to this girl, and this girl is asking her, like, what do you want, essentially? And she says, I have a crush on an older guy, but you can't tell anyone. And then we get this amazing line.
Yeah, my lips are...
Seals. My lips are seals.
Like, it's so obvious. I have somebody in my family who has a habit of every time they say something, they say it like, you're an idiot.
How do you get them to see you as not just a kid in high school, you know, but like as someone that's mature?
Oh gosh. This subplot is unhinged. It's also weirdly accurate about teenage delusion. This scene shows us that Jessica essentially views her crush on Cal as empowerment. Like, I don't think she's just a horny teen. I think she's trying to use this as a means to prove that she has agency and power, and that she's desirable as a person.
Wait, how old is he?
Old.
Like really old?
Like parent old?
Let's take a second and ask ourselves, why does Jessica like Cal in the first place? You might think he's just a random older guy to her, but actually, he's the safe, dad-coded older guy who's just attractive enough to feel exciting. That combo hits hard for a teenage girl who wants romance but not danger.
Nasty Jessica.
Yeah, because that's what I was...
See?
Rock on. Thank you.
Thank you. She's like, it's empowerment for her.
Oh, okay. You gotta force his hand. You know what I mean? Go TMZ on his ass.
Oh dear.
I'm not following.
A dirty picture.
Oh!
This girl she goes to basically tells her, you need to force his hand, which is crazy. Please do not do this. But she says you need to send him a dirty photo, and that will put you on his radar, essentially. He will never see you as a young girl ever again. Do you think this movie would even be made the same way if it were made today? What do you think would be different about it?
You put that on his radar and he won't see you as a little girl anymore. That's for sure.
Wow. Interesting. So after she gives her this advice, we get a shot of her leaving and walking out the doors. And as she does this, Jessica becomes like overexposed by the light. It's like she's seeing the light, so to speak. She's being illuminated, you know? It's like, she's having the epiphany and she's all of a sudden overexposed. But she's, get it? Like she's overexposed, like overexposed. Get it? Sorry, I'm nerding out over it all.
Hey, we don't know.
Oh no. So then there's like this hub of students. She's like, what's going on? They're like, you don't know? And who should it be? Oh gosh.
Jessica Riley, you are my soulmate, the love of my life.
Why would you think this would be a good idea?
J, for you, Jessica.
He's brandished himself with a scarlet J.
Daniel Hoffer.
Robbie Weaver, I am your babysitter. I am trying to get...
Are you mad? He's literally, the fact that he is surprised by this is crazy
Like
to me.
scaffold, took me like 4 weeks to make it. It has wheels.
It has wheels. 4 weeks? It took him 4 weeks to make that, and during that time, he never once rethought his decision? Sir, take no for an answer, Robbie. So not only is Robbie trying to sort of outrun the trauma of his parents' divorce by chasing Jessica instead, he's also using it to empower himself as well. In Robbie's mind, if Jessica wants him, that means he's not a kid anymore. And being a kid in this house is complicated. His parents are collapsing in real time. So he reaches for something that would make him feel powerful and chosen. A girl. But not just any girl. His babysitter, an older woman. So to reiterate, he's probably thinking, if I can win her, I can fix how I feel.
You'll learn to love me, I promise.
No, I won't.
This is someone who unfortunately is feeling such big emotions, and he's confusing intensity for maturity and love.
Just because I'm 4 years younger than you.
Because I love somebody else.
Who is he?
He's older.
Oh no.
And I didn't want my parents to find out.
Then, and this makes me so annoyed, like livid, he acquiesces to leave her alone only once she brings up another guy. He doesn't respect her at all.
You know I'll kill him if he hurts you.
Yeah, I know.
She had to bring another guy into the picture for him to respect it. Anyway, she lets him know that the guy she's into is older. And unfortunately, Robbie can't age himself. He can't compete with that.
Okay, Robbie, this has to stop. Okay? No more.
To which she says the perfect line.
Grow up.
Oh,
See you around.
gosh. Ooh, that hurt. Grow up. See you around. That's exactly it. Guys who don't respect women need to grow up. But this line really hurts Robbie because his crush on Jessica was how he was trying to grow up. But this shows us you can't project your growth onto another person. That's not how it works. And also, save grand gestures for someone that you're already in a relationship with. That way you save both of you heartache. Who do you think gets more grace in this story, men or women? I feel bad for both these characters. Who do you feel worse for? Robbie getting his heart broken or Jessica being in this situation? Poor Robbie, look at him. He worked so hard on that scaffold thing. No, come on. That was good framing though. Robbie behaves like a boy who's been taught by movies that you should never give up and fight for her and grand gestures mean you love her. But those scripts are so dangerous because they train boys to treat women's discomfort as a temporary obstacle rather than a boundary. Currently, we live in confession culture, basically. We overvalue saying the true thing, but I think we undervalue tact and timing and consent. And I say this as somebody who had a mental breakdown publicly on the internet, so, you know, I'm right there with you. But I do think she rejected him as politely and without cruelty as possible, which brings an important cultural beat. I mean, refusal does not equate to villainy. Jessica telling him to grow up doesn't make her the bad guy here. But here we get parallel arcs. Robbie is mirroring Cal. They're both loving from a place of lack. Moving on. Cal has this ridiculous nightmare of David Lindhagen being the one to tend his wife's garden, if you know what I mean. And that makes him feel like he's being replaced. So he rushes over in the middle of the night to go and do some landscape work on his backyard, or his wife's backyard, his ex-wife's. So he sneaks over in the middle of the night to do some landscaping. He literally climbs over the fence to do it. I wonder how she would even react if she found out. Notice though, he didn't do it to protect or take care of Emily necessarily. He only did it once he had the nightmare and he had the fear of being replaced. Like, does she think the yard is just magically maintaining itself this whole time? He almost gets caught at one point with the motion light. Then we get a scene of him playing catch with Robbie.
See your mom tomorrow at my parent-teacher thing.
Yeah, no biggie.
That's the thing, when kids have to go through divorce with their parents, they become mediators. They have to let you know, like, hey, you're gonna be seeing mom next week at my parent-teacher conference.
There's a girl.
Girl, huh?
And Robbie tries to tell him there's a girl he's into.
You like her?
I like Pringles. I mean, this girl, she's incredible.
Oh, Robbie's essentially saying, if this wasn't love, I'm basically suffering for nothing.
She's my soulmate, you know? She doesn't even care.
But she's your soulmate, right?
Yeah.
She says she's my soulmate and she doesn't even care. To me, that implies she's not your soulmate. If she doesn't care, those feelings aren't reciprocated. I think someone can only be your soulmate if the feelings are reciprocated. What do you guys think? What's your opinion on that?
Well, you just don't give up on her, right?
Why not? You did.
Ouch. Oh my gosh, that moment when you realize you've been modeling the wrong behavior for your children. Ugh.
Okay, it's more complicated than that. I'm a different guy now.
You're not a different guy. You just have different clothes.
It's not that simple, kiddo.
But sometimes that's good. You know, it takes this moment to wake Cal up to his choices. He's been moving towards a new version of himself, but all he wants is to go back to the way things were and to go back to being married.
You love her or you don't, and I know you do.
He's calling out the truth. Robbie tells him, like, I need inspiration. You need to go get her back.
Wow, how old are you?
Aww. So that night, when he goes to the parent-teacher conference, he has one thing on his mind. Then we see Emily come up, and she's like, Cal, you look great.
Well, it turns out I've been buying the wrong size suit for like 20 years. So.
Oh, well, whatever. You look great.
You always look great.
Oh, thanks.
Emily is cast as a bad guy because she cheated, rightfully so, in my opinion, but she's very emotionally present, in my opinion, although she doesn't have very good boundaries. I really love the casting of Julianne Moore. She adds complexity to what would otherwise be morally messy roles. Think Coin and Hunger Games, you know? What a beautiful frame. See, they're on opposite sides and we don't know yet, but there's gonna be something that comes between them.
So I spoke to Nana yesterday.
Oh, yeah, me too. How'd she sound to you?
Like Nana. She worries about us.
So then we have the spoke to Nana misdirection that we only, it only makes sense in the retrospect. But I love that. I love when films have that rewatchability factor. Do you guys ever rewatch films, or is it like one and done for you?
What teacher is this?
Miss Tafferty. She's the one he pulled the scarlet letter ass routine on.
But then we see that they're still co-parenting effectively together, which really shows some emotional maturity on both of their parts.
God, such a weird kid.
And they joke around with each other. It's almost like muscle memory love. They just work emotionally and logistically, you know?
I kind of like him, though.
Yeah, me too. Glad we switched babies at the hospital.
Me too. That other one's in jail, probably.
They have such good rapport with each other. He asks her how it's going with David.
It wasn't, that... didn't mean anything. I mean, if
No, I know.
Emily cheating is not excusable, but it is explainable. She did it because she was lonely, unseen, and starving for aliveness. And instead of naming that truth and facing that discomfort, she took a shortcut. And shortcuts feel good for 5 minutes, and then they cost everyone. She just wants to be looked at again like a person, not a co-manager of a household. We can empathize with the pain that led her there without endorsing the choice and the decision that she made.
You seeing anybody?
Me?
Okay, why doesn't he tell her that he's seeing other women? I really don't get that. What's your opinion? Do you think you know? Like, why doesn't he just say, yeah, I've been trying to move on? I get that he's decided to win her back at this point, but honesty, dude, honesty. You suspects.
Oh, well, you hear things, so...
Just tell her,
no,
Cal.
Not really. You know me.
Why not just tell her? I feel like he thinks that if she knows about the other women, he can't get back with her, but by not telling her, he's putting the wedge between them himself.
I miss you, Em. Made an effort when we were younger, didn't I?
He lets her know he misses her.
Miniature golf and dancing.
Did you ever go on little dates like that when you were in high school? Do you have like any memories like that? Speaking of memories, quick shout out to Scott Fry, who was talking about his memories regarding our Movie Sleepover episode for Cloverfield. And if you want to be featured on a future episode of Movie Sleepover, go ahead and toss your comments in the pillow pile. I read every single one, and they genuinely make Movie Sleepover so much better.
You were such a great dancer.
I had to be. You're such a good miniature golfer.
Oh, remember that line. That's going to come back later.
I don't know. I guess I got lazy. I got boring. Is what I got.
Okay, but that lapse of honesty aside, I do really like that he takes accountability.
And I'm so mad at you. I'm really mad at you for what you did. But I'm mad at myself too.
Yeah. And he says that he should have fought for her.
I should not have jumped out of that car. I should have fought for you. Because you fight for your soulmates. At least that's what my 13-year-old son tells me.
He tells her, like, I don't condemn or condone what you did. I'm really mad at you. It's just... all of it is such emotional maturity. It's really impressive, in my opinion. That shared history has an intimacy to it that attraction alone can't replicate. See, she's so close.
He's a really strange kid.
There's a shadow.
See, they're finally talking, they're finally present with each other. I think it's really important they're in a neutral location and it's finally, they're putting their egos aside. It's not, you hurt me, it's how can we move forward? And I feel like if Emily had figured all of this out first before she cheated, it would have saved everybody a lot of pain. But see, she just wants him to make an effort.
I don't know. I guess I got lazy. I got
Complacent.
I got boring, is what I got.
See, this is everything she wanted to hear. It's just a bit late. That's the thing. So many people don't date their spouses. It's so important that once you get married to someone, you don't see that as like an end goal. Think of it more as like a checkpoint. Keep dating your spouse. Keep trying to impress your spouse. Keep growing. Keep trying to surprise them. What good is a life where everything is like predictable? It's so boring. Just as things are getting intimate and look hopeful again, the door opens. And then what should happen?
Mr. and Mrs. Weaver?
She literally comes between them.
No way in hell.
The same woman he took home the first night. She's Robbie's teacher.
Cal, what are you doing here?
Oh.
Oh, you two know each other?
Yes, yeah.
It is so easy to look at Kate's character and think she's just this crazy nut job who Cal sleeps with and then exposes him later. But think about it, like this woman, she was basically, I don't want to say lured, but like she was seduced by honesty. And then this man never talked to her again. This man who seduced her with honesty, and then come to find out he's still entangled with his ex-wife and he's the father of one of the kids that you're a teacher for. Like, it's just, her head must be spinning right now, let alone his. I'm sure she never wanted to be the other woman. I don't think anybody aspires to be that. Can you imagine growing up and be like, someday I want to be a homewrecker?
We've met before, yes?
We have met before. Seriously?
Seriously? That's what you're going with?
I'd like to introduce you to my wife, Emily.
Hi, I'm Robbie's mom.
She's your wife again.
She's your wife again. How convenient.
I'm sorry. I'm playing catch up. How do you two know each other?
Kate functions like a moral boomerang. She validates Cal's transformation, that he can like attract somebody who's confident and adult. But she also exposes the cost of that transformation. He's imitating Jacob's detachment and it has consequences.
Maybe your husband should tell you.
Good for her. She doesn't take it. I like that she doesn't, she like refuses to carry, she refuses a lot of the emotional labor right here.
Did I miss it? Did I miss the parent-teacher conference thing last year? Is that it?
I don't remember.
But instead of explaining that they know each other, he lies and tries to just say that they know each other because they met at the last parent-teacher conference, and that's it. He's like, let's focus on Robbie, and then she gets crazy eyes.
Let's do that. Let's focus on Robbie.
By not just telling the truth, he's lying by omission, making her carry the awkwardness alone and prioritizing his comfort over her dignity. That's not the actions of a good guy. I think in cancel culture, it's really easy to point at anybody's given moment and say that they're a bad person. And I think that it's very important to remember that we all have good and bad within us. And in this moment, Cal is not being a good guy. This poor woman.
As you know, Robbie's shining moment this year was when he set a school record for cursing in an 8th grade English class.
What did he say, Kate? She writes the word on the board.
With this word, Mrs. Weaver. Yes, I am.
And we once again see that lovely bracelet and watch. He keeps fumbling through the meeting with lies until she finally snaps a bit. Up until now, Cal's transformation has basically only taken place in very adult and flirtation-friendly spaces like malls, bars, bedrooms. Spaces where performance is rewarded and consequences are delayed. But here, in a parent-teacher conference, who you are matters much more than how smooth you seem.
And I've spoken to the principal.
As in someone who tells a woman that he'll call and never does.
As in someone who uses honesty to get a woman into bed with him, but is actually full of shit like the rest of them?
Mm-hmm. She doesn't explode immediately, which I think is admirable given how crazy this is. She attempts composure. She tries to keep the roles separate, you know? That restraint right there signals maturity, not pettiness, but then it gets crazier and she kind of goes a little off the rails. Kate is kind of the movie calling out the cultural script in a sense. Men are taught, get the look, say the line, get the girl, you know? Kate flips that. She's not a prize, she's a person. She's a person who responds to authenticity, expects decency, like a call back, and will publicly embarrass you if you treat her like she was just a montage moment.
As in someone who allows a woman to go downtown for 45 minutes because he's nervous. Ew.
Wow. So here she becomes the film's quiet critique of hookup culture. She's fine with sex, but she's not fine with being treated like it didn't happen. And then he has the briefest of moments to salvage this right here. And what does he say instead?
She's an alcoholic.
Oh, God.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Are you joking? Notice how the scene is like awkward, tense, humiliating, and then explosive, all with no escape hatch. The movie says so clearly right here, you can reinvent how you look and you can rewrite your confidence. But if you abandon empathy, someone is gonna have to pay for it.
I'm sober 5 years, asshole!
She's not her yelling after him. She just expected a call back. She just wanted some decency.
I did. I slept with our son's 8th grade English teacher.
I know.
And Emily lets him know, like, I get it. I cheated, so I have no right to be mad at you. Which she's right. She has no right to be mad at him, really. I don't think. But he lets her know, like, I wasn't trying to get back at you. I was trying to move on. And even if that's true, he was using women to do that. So the women in this situation, they weren't people to him. They were tools for him to raise his ego. And that's why at the end of the scene, she says, "Who are you?"
Look, when we were first married, you were the only woman that I had ever slept with. And now I have had sex with 9 different women. God!
That's reputationally brutal because it reframes Cal from mysterious upgraded man to guy doing exactly what we hate.
You showed me.
I wasn't trying to show you. I was trying to move on, but I don't want to.
Oh. At this moment, I think saying the right thing isn't the same as meaning it, and people can tell the difference usually. That all being said, I don't think Cal should be torn to pieces quite so ferociously. He was just trying to move on. That's all any of us could do, right? He just went about it the wrong way, a bit overzealously and without substance. It feels very similar to We Were on a Break, except it's not, because he didn't believe at the time that the option to get back together was on the table. I don't know, who do you relate to more here, Cal or Emily?
You've always been the only one.
So then we get this complete status reversal in public. It's why it works. Cal has rebuilt his image completely with new clothes and a new attitude. Emily is newly attentive, and the setting is like parental responsibility. And right at that moment, Kate drops the truth bomb.
Tell her she's the perfect combination of sexy and cute.
He said that to her.
Okay, here's why Cal using the combination of sexy and cute line on another woman is a betrayal. Cal didn't just borrow a phrase. He reused emotional meaning that belonged to his marriage. Even though Emily cheated, that history still exists. And reusing that line cheapens what was real. Okay, think of it like it's the difference between this is how I see you and this is how I get women. That's why it feels so gross. It's intimacy without any integrity. And Kate, in my opinion, had such low self-esteem that she didn't initially care that the compliment was originally meant for another woman. Think of it like this. If Jacob is performance gets you attention, Kate is performance gets you consequences.
I did, yes.
Who are you?
When she says, "Who are you?" I think part of it to her isn't you slept with someone else. It's you treated another human being this way.
I'm your soulmate.
I don't know, guys. Which character do you think TikTok would side with? He's on Reddit like, I slept with my 13-year-old's teacher and I didn't call her and I went to the parent-teacher conference and exposed that she's an alcoholic. Am I the asshole? And with perfect timing, it starts raining.
What a cliche.
What a cliche. We see Jacob in his apartment and it's gray and cold and curated. It reminds me a lot of Peter Callahan's apartment from our While You Were Sleeping movie sleepover episode. But we see all of the characters sort of reveling in the discomfort of their own choices right here.
You, get over here, come on.
Yeah, give it up for her.
They got a banana cake.
I'm so proud of you, baby. I had my doubts, of course.
Why are you laughing? He makes a gross speech talking about I had my doubts. What do you mean you had your doubts? I swear, if someone ever tells you that they thought you would fail, or they were betting on you failing, or they had their doubts, like, you don't need that negativity in your life, babe. Anyway, they're celebrating Hannah passing the bar, which is huge. That's a big deal, like a lifetime, life-changing accomplishment, you know? She's earned a moment of safety, of pride, and then 3 things happen back to back. Her boyfriend makes the gross speech, talking about I had my doubts.
So Hannah, I would like to formally ask you, in front of all our friends and colleagues, if you
Where are you going with this?
would like to become a permanent lawyer at the firm of Watkins, Goldberg, and Schmidt. Huh? How about that?
He gave her a job opportunity. Now, he's not just boyfriend, he's potential boss, too. Aww. See, look at her face. Even if he means it lightly, the subtext there is, I was judging you and you passed. Thanks?
What?
What is it?
See, this is actually really brave of her right here.
That you were gonna propose. It's just, I'm a little thrown.
A lot of emotions are coming up for Hannah right now. She actually does something really brave. She goes up to him and admits that she thought he was going to propose. It's really risky, actually, and not a lot of people are brave enough to do it. She's naming hope.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you thought that we were there.
Oh, no, God, no, don't be silly.
Because it's not just that he didn't propose, it's when and how he didn't. Public setting, right after a huge achievement, right after setting up himself as the decider of her career. All of a sudden, these words land as, I'll get back to you. Ugh.
I need some time, I think, to figure out how I feel about us, you know?
You need some time.
Long term.
And he tells her he's not sure. He needs time to consider it. You need time? How long have you been together? I can't imagine that Hannah is the type of woman who just thinks a man will propose after only a few months. Like, I feel like they've probably been together a while. This is when the crash out starts.
You need some time.
Oh, here we go.
You need some time to figure out how you feel about us. Okay.
Honey?
Honey? Here we go.
Wow.
Wow.
Not only that, translation, you showed me your heart and I put you on hold. Okay, let's think about this for a second. Her nervous system just processed, your success surprised me, right? Your career is now under my authority, and your hope for a shared future is inconvenient right now. Sorry, I'm having a crash out. That's not just one disappointment right there. That's not just one disappointment right there. That's a pattern snapping into focus.
Wow.
Wow.
She's realizing in this moment, he's not evil. He's just emotionally undeveloped in a moment that required attunement. She needed someone who could meet her where she needed to be met. She needed a guy who was with her in the moment and wanted to grow together in the future and was ready right now and loved her enough to be there and to plan something for her. And he not only didn't plan it, he completely rebuffed her. It's a moment where Hannah is realizing she's never gonna get the future that she dreamed about with this guy by her side. And I know what that feels like. It is very painful, but at that point, leaving isn't dramatic, it's self-protection. You do what you gotta do.
This is actually really funny. I'm just next level. Is this yours?
Yes.
Is this yours?
Wow, here we go.
Oh.
Honey.
Is this gin?
Yes.
She just downs her coworker's drink.
Wow. You know what? Thank you, Richard. Honestly, thank you very much for your job offer. I will consider it.
She's not throwing a tantrum. She's choosing not to negotiate her worth in public.
Get a banana. Woo! Banana. Banana.
As she leaves, her friend tosses her coat, gives her a high five. That is a friend who knows her friend is gonna be okay. Hannah wants permission to take up space, and by implying that he's somehow settling with her, this moron just gave it to her. So her entire state of being is in this heightened state right now.
You!
We flash to the bar and we see Jacob with some girl. Minutes ago, Hannah experienced her achievement being reframed as something that this guy she was with doubted. A career opportunity that put her under his authority, and then emotional vulnerability being met with, "I need time." That combination yanks the ground out from underneath her. She didn't just get rejected, she got completely decentered in her own life. At this moment, her system is completely flooded. Enter Jacob. I think everybody secretly has that fantasy of like a time-stopping, mind-bending kiss, you know? So crazy, stupid love tapped into something universal here. Why is there no long shot? Okay, this could just be me, but I feel like there should be a long shot right here of him melting into the kiss. I feel like it's a missed opportunity, in my opinion, for like a really iconic shot. Like we're talking, you know, the kiss shot from World War II of the nurse and is it a sailor? I think it's a sailor and a nurse, which the story behind that is a conversation for a whole other day. I think it was a missed opportunity for a very iconic shot, is all I'm saying.
Do you remember me?
It's a woman taking her power back. You know, she's finally grabbing the steering wheel after somebody else was trying to drive her somewhere she didn't want to go.
Still find me attractive?
Yes.
Still want to take me home?
He's like, yes. Notice she asks, she's taking her control back. This is what happens when somebody turns your life into a question mark and you go find a period. She calls him out before they exchange this passionate embrace in front of this girl he was talking to, which begs me to wonder, how do you think she's feeling at this moment? So then we move to Jacob's house, which you'll notice is very gray and curated. I think production design did a great job. He makes her an old-fashioned. I think you can find this recipe. There's a book that has this recipe in it that's like drinks from the movie. Jacob making her a drink at his place isn't about romance, I don't think. It's about predictability. This is his domain, you know? He knows the lighting and the pacing, the music and the beats. This is his arena. All of this control lowers the risk for him. I'd be so interested, like, what's your song that you're gonna put on? Like, if you had someone over, what music would you put on for this moment?
I really like this song. This was a good choice, yeah.
Good song.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear this song.
You never hear this song. Did you get her a towel or a blanket?
Cheers.
And she just downs her drink.
That's not my drink. It's not my favorite. Thank you.
She's so funny. And then she just calls it out. She's like, what happens now?
This is how it normally works.
What?
You know, you put on the perfect song, you make them a drink.
It's interesting because to Jacob, this isn't manipulation. This is just survival under patriarchy, insecurity, and loneliness. It's fair game. All's fair in love and war, you know? And when presence tries to emerge, performance fights for its life. A guy like Jacob is all about keeping intimacy regulated, like familiar actions, practice timing, no surprises, and no emotional vulnerability, ever. If it were to happen, he'd probably get overloaded very quickly. So that's why we see it gradually. She knows, like, this is a routine.
And then you sleep together.
Yeah.
And he's getting uncomfortable because she's calling it out.
I'm very nervous.
I'm getting that.
Hannah, on the other hand, is still raw from the restaurant.
You're adorable.
No.
No.
I am sexy. I am R-rated sexy.
She's like, get it straight. See, she's been careful for a long time. Hannah is definitely an eldest daughter, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I know what happens in the PG-13 version of tonight, all right? I know.
At least she's self-aware.
I get really drunk, and then I pass out, and you cover me with a blanket, and you kiss me on the cheek, and nothing happens. But that's not why I'm here.
Remember that.
I am here to bang the hot guy that hit on me at the bar.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Like, I have a name. I think it's interesting right here. The way Ficarra and Requa direct, they'll have these actors read the lines as written, and then they'll provide alts as well, and then let them improv a little bit. And something I find really unique is if there was ever a moment on set where it didn't feel like a moment was working, Fogelman would go up to the directors and be like, it's the writing, just change the writing, which is really rare because a lot of writers are really attached to every single word that they put on the paper.
Take off your shirt.
Why?
Please, will you take off your shirt? Because I can't stop thinking. And I need you just...
But he's not nervous because he's not present. He's executing. He's a host running a program. And then she reacts like this.
Seriously?
I think this is how a lot of us would react.
Now you take off your dress.
No.
Yes.
No way. Not with all that going on. No, thank you.
Is there dim lighting somewhere?
Okay, so then what do we do? What happens now? Like, logistically? What's your move?
See, she wants the itinerary for the night.
I got lots of moves.
What's your big move?
I'm gonna tell you my big move.
Tell me your move.
She's calling it out. She's asking him what his next move is. She's basically telling him to his face, I know this is a routine. What's the next step?
You can't handle the big move, trust
Tell
me.
me a big move.
I work Dirty Dancing into the conversation.
When he admits that his big move is working Dirty Dancing into the conversation, he's basically outsourcing romance to a film that's doing the emotional labor for him. Think of The Lift as impressive, charismatic, cinematic, and it's Jacob's comfort zone. It's performance without risk. I mean, physical risk, sure, but not emotional. But this moment, admitting the big move, he's momentarily dropping the performance.
Why Dirty Dancing? What do we do? Do we watch it?
You know the big move at the end of Dirty Dancing where Patrick Swayze picks up Jennifer Grey?
Yeah.
I can do that.
That's presence. She's asking him to be honest instead of pretending it's all magic. So this forces Jacob to do something that he never does. He has to explain his method instead of pretending it's chemistry. That's why he's hesitating before answering.
So I tell girls I can do the move. I put on the song, Time of Your Life. I do the big move. And they always want to have sex with me.
At this point, the order flips. She names the script, he doesn't retreat, and they continue consciously. That's what it means to be met. At that moment, that turns the lift from manipulation into play. For the first time, it's not, watch me impress you. It's, do you want to do this thing with me? The energy of that is completely different. And that difference is everything. So then we have our theme articulation. Performance says, look what I can do. Presence says, this is who I am. Do you want to be here with me?
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I agree.
I
But
agree.
it works every time.
That would not work on me.
He just looks at her like, mm-hmm. So then, of course, they have to do the lift. No, oh
Beyond ridiculous.
Run and jump.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank
He's
you.
like, come on, just do it. So they get up to do the lift. Oh my gosh. That was kind of anticlimactic. Emma Stone, in a Graham Norton interview, Ryan Gosling mentioned that at this moment it was as if a possum fell out of a tree and tried to claw his eyes out. Apparently, Emma Stone broke both of her arms the day before summer vacation when she was younger, and that really traumatized her. So when she was lifted that far above the ground, her nervous system unfortunately freaked out and they had to work through it on set. So you see now the intimacy that's formed between them. As a tactic, the lift is brilliant because it's like physical without being overtly sexual, right? And it requires a lot of trust, but you don't have to really know the person to do it. It makes the woman feel chosen and special, you know, but it focuses not on her body, but on his competence and his control and his ability. So then he performs the big move, but transparently. She's slithered past his defenses.
So do you prefer to do it here in the bedroom?
The bedroom is preferred.
So here the film exposes when Hannah's like, that would not work on me. And then it does. She's showing how romance can be engineered. Once you call it out, once you're like, hey, what's the big move? I know this is a routine. I know you have moves. I know this is a thing. Like, let's expose it. Tell me what it is. Let's be honest about this situation for a second. But when someone names the script, connection only happens if you're willing to drop it. Cal goes to the bar, but Jacob's not there. He's looking for his mentor. He's completely unmoored. This poor guy. This is why it's so important to have friends and to foster relationships. That's why if you're ever all alone, Movie Sleepover is here. So then we cut to them making out in the bedroom, and it's clear that Hannah's mind is racing still with curiosity. The movie lets performance happen, and then it shows it cracking. We borrowed movie magic, and borrowed movie magic only works until someone asks you to be real. So then Jacob's trying to progress the night and just keep kissing, and she keeps asking questions.
Is this one of those foam pillows from Brookshire?
Questions slow things down. Questions require presence. Questions turn a body into a person. That's a problem. When Hannah keeps asking, she's not just ruining the vibe, she's like slowly removing his armor. Jacob's used to performing. Hannah only wants presence. She wants to get to know him. She can't stop talking.
Guy from the bar buys these, of course.
Jacob?
Jacob, sorry.
Did you forget his name?
I'm sorry, continue.
He's like, continue. But then after not too long.
I don't have one of those ridiculous massage chairs, do you?
You see how she keeps asking questions instead of dissolving into the moment like he's trying to do? He's trying to run his script and she keeps improving.
You do?
No.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. Who would have that? I would.
He's used to being impressive. He's not used to being chosen without the trick. Jacob lived his life by a script, and Hannah basically just tore down the fourth wall and was like, you want to keep acting or be real? It just proves that real intimacy starts not when the move works, but when the move is no longer necessary.
Ask me how many times I've used it.
How many times have you
Twice.
used that? It's $2,500 a massage.
Twice.
Trivia time. What films starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone were also set in LA? A. Superbad and La La Land. B. Easy A and Friends with Benefits. C. Gangster Squad and La La Land. Or D. Superbad and Gangster Squad. The answer is C. These two have amazing chemistry together. It reads every single time.
Where is it?
It's in the garage.
Can I sit in the massage chair? I hate it.
And then they start talking about all the little like trinkets and weird objects he's bought off online.
50 coin bears?
Yeah, they all have a rare coin in their foot.
You stay up nights.
I'm wildly unhappy.
A lot of this was improv between the two actors. That's why there's so much chemistry as well between them.
But I won a spelling bee, and my dad cried at the spelling bee.
I really want to know what word she won on now, though.
What, you think coffee and sleep don't mix? Well, they do if it's high poet.
It's decaffeinated. So then they just spend this wonderful night talking together, and it's so sweet.
I have pants just for my calves. Calf pants.
This scene is the quiet pivot of the entire movie. It's where sex stops being the point and curiosity starts being intimacy. And it absolutely dismantles Jacob's whole system. And then we get a sequence that shows his whole lifestyle is just basically a really aesthetic form of dissociation.
Could you do me a favor?
What?
Will you do me a
I still
kindness?
say this. I've stolen this from him. I ask people, will you do me a kindness? So as they continue talking, his defenses keep lowering. And eventually, he asks her to ask him something personal.
Okay, fine. I'll do it. And then we bang.
Yes.
What's your mother like?
So she goes straight to the source.
My mom, very beautiful, very vain, very smart, cold.
And then she asks about his dad.
He died a long time ago. He was such a sweet guy. He's probably too sweet.
He talks about his dad, and you realize that the reason he agreed to help Cal in the first place is because he reminds him of his father. And Jacob speaks like somebody who's been waiting a long time to trust somebody enough to talk about something personal.
Couldn't really handle my mother and didn't really.
So here we see that Jacob is talking about his father. He's talking about him saying he's too soft, that he couldn't really handle his mom. He's talking about Cal. So when he said earlier that Cal reminded him of someone, he was talking about his dad. And then here we get the switcheroo. Instead of Hannah adorably falling asleep, being covered with a blanket and given a kiss on the cheek, it's Jacob. This is huge, you guys. He feels safe enough to rest. This is probably the first time he's ever been emotionally exposed and not had to perform afterward. Act 3, release, no pun intended. I really want to know what it must have been like that next morning when they woke up together. Him having never spent the night with anyone, waking up next to Hannah, who's just presence personified. And after that night, Jacob ghosts Cal.
Hey, it's been a week. I haven't heard from you.
Oh my gosh, then we get like
I am imagining you suffocating under a pile of women.
Cal voicemails over and over trying to reach out to Jacob because he can't get a hold of him.
Listen, if this is a Miyagi thing, I'm not getting it, so. Call me back, please. Thanks.
Gosh, he's lost everybody. Once again, a man has relied on performance and ended up alone. Then we get a scene, he tries to call Emily, but she's on a date with who? You guessed it, David Lindhagen. That David Lindhagen? The very same. So the script is doing that satisfying thing where we have multiple love stories going on at once, but it's actually one question. Who are you when you're not performing for love? We get a cute conversation where she admits that she's always pictured herself as being a ballerina someday, even though she never had experience with ballet and never even saw one.
I would love to take you to the ballet.
You'd love to go to the ballet?
No, I didn't say that. I said I'd love to take you to the ballet. I would just drop you off, and then later on I'd pick you up and we could go to a ball game or something.
Oh my God.
So we see the chemistry between them.
I had a lot of
And
fun
he's
today.
trying to set up a second date. I like that they don't necessarily villainize him. He's just sort of boundary crossing, but other than that, there's nothing much wrong with him. He's just sort of inappropriately attuned.
Hey, you like sushi? Because I know this really great little
I
sushi
don't
place
eat sushi.
that we're never going to go to because I hate sushi.
His comedic timing is impeccable in this film. They're so cute. Oh, and right as they're kissing, who opens the door? It wasn't necessarily a block, it was more of a smooch-mooch.
Friend, David. David is an accountant. David, this is Jessica, my babysitter.
All right, be honest. Have you seen this movie more than once? I have. Which character do you relate to now, more so than when you watched it the first time?
See it work.
Yeah, see it work.
I love that he gave her lilies. See, lilies are all about purity, too. So it's interesting.
So, how was dinner?
Oh, you know, it was just for work.
Yeah, I always get flowers from my work colleagues for dinner.
It's a really pretty dress.
Thank you. What do I owe you?
So then as Emily stands there really bewildered, Jessica explains how not a lot of the children in the neighborhood that she babysits for bother to stay up for their dads, the same way that their children do.
And don't get me wrong, your kids are really excited to see you when you get home too, Miss Weaver, but
Interesting.
not a lot want to stay up for Dad.
Which honestly, I feel like is a sort of statement about how little we expect from men in regards to parenting, but I guess that's a conversation for another time. I saw a post the other day talking about how it's so lame that as a society we blame women for having daddy issues rather than blaming the men who created them.
Honey, what are you trying to say? What,
I don't want your slutty money.
So Jessica leaves the interaction feeling pretty frustrated that this older woman, who whether she admits it or not, she's secretly competing with, doesn't realize the quality of the man that she cheated on.
Sweetheart, what's wrong?
So Emily drops off the flowers and Robbie takes that as his moment. He's like, I know those flowers could have a much better purpose. But after this, Jessica goes home determined to win Cal over. And to do this, she has to go to extreme measures. See, she's doing her mascara, but it's almost like she's doing her war paint, like she's going into battle. She's trying to do this to like make herself feel strong and powerful. This is so weird. Okay, this is baby's first, I want to feel powerful and desired moment. And I get it. But there's a difference between being confident and putting yourself in a situation where your safety depends on somebody else's discretion. The big cheesy grin. She's like, not the kitten poster. Oh dear. So pillow pile pause. As your movie-loving big sister who has made her fair share of mistakes, please listen when I tell you that if you absolutely cannot stop yourself from taking dirty photos, no faces. And if you are under the age of 18, don't do it at all. That is CP, very inappropriate material, and you and whoever you share it with could face jail time for that and be put on a list, if you know what I mean. Please, it's not as silly as movies make it seem. It could completely change your future, so please be safe. If somebody's asking you to take photos like that and send it to them and you're not of age yet, they're asking you to commit a crime. Sorry to be so dramatic, but just remember that a private photo is only private until someone has an internet connection and an ego. And as your movie-loving big sister, I'm begging you to be smarter than the plot. But I don't know, what do you think? Does this read differently than it did in 2011? At least she printed them herself. Can you imagine her getting those developed at like a Walgreens or something? Places them in an envelope for Cal, with little heart stickers. Great job by props, by the way. It's just childish enough. It's great work. The babysitter subplot is increasingly uncomfortable by modern standards. So then Robbie drops off the flowers that David got for his mom, and he just crosses out David and writes Robbie. Have you ever tried to stay connected to someone just by being useful? Cal is once again sneaking over at night to do yard work, which is so not okay, but we're gonna suspend our disbelief because it's played for laughs. But this time Emily is giving the kids ice cream, and as he's watching them through the windows like a huge creep, she gives him a call.
Hello?
Hi, Cal.
Hi.
This is so sweet. She just wants to hear his voice.
So, I'm just calling,
She's like, I didn't think of a reason.
because I'm in the basement and I'm trying to get the water heater working.
Oh. Think of the tone of her voice as, I miss you, but I'm not allowed to say it. So I'll ask something practical. That way, I have plausible deniability and I'm not being emotionally needy. But really, it's just an excuse to hear his voice.
Because the pilot light's out and I don't know how to relight it.
I love Moore's acting here too. The fake question is delivered just convincingly enough to save face, but not convincingly enough to fool us.
So I'm sorry to bother you.
No, it's fine. That's fine. I'm glad you called about this.
See, he lets her know that he's glad she called. And as he's standing outside, he walks her through her question.
There's a gray door. You see the gray door?
Yeah.
Okay, just slide that down.
Look at that. How beautiful and rare a gift to be able to witness somebody missing you like that. This might be a reach, but stay with me here. Cal is outside working, and Emily is inside feeling. The phone bridges them. So emotionally they're together even though they're physically separate, which is such a perfect metaphor for their marriage right now.
Oh, there it goes.
Just have to slide the gray door down again. You're good to go.
I don't know, you guys. What would you do if you knew your ex was calling with a question like this? You'll notice Cal doesn't call her out. He doesn't flirt. He doesn't punish her for the fake question. He just meets her where she is. That's emotional maturity. See, this came out at a time when a lot of people were quietly rebuilding their lives, not chasing fairy tales. And you can feel that in the tone. I mean, the movie's gentler than I remember. It's not mean to its characters.
Well, thanks, Cal. I appreciate your help.
Oh, you know what? Just call anytime with stuff like that.
This scene is quiet, devastating, and restrained in like a very adult way. Nothing happens, right? But everything does. This is a scene where two people who are still emotionally bonded are both trying not to cross a line that they both feel. I do want to praise the editing real quick here. The cuts are slow and the pauses are left in. Emily doesn't rush her lines and Cal doesn't interrupt. That negative space allows us to register the subtext. I think if this scene were edited tighter, it would read as more casual.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh. Sure.
You know, letting it breathe makes it ache. But notice how the camera isn't chasing emotion, it's just letting it sit.
So I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, and,
It's so good that they leave off on friendly terms rather than reaching for each other.
thanks again.
No, that's my pleasure.
I don't know. I think it's really positive. To me, both of them ending friendly sort of implies that love can exist without immediate reunion. Wanting each other doesn't erase what happened, and kindness isn't the same as repair. That's restraint, not a lack of feeling. Even the framing is staying patient.
Don't want you to blow up the house.
Do you see what's happening here? Emily is testing, are you still there? And Cal is basically saying, I am, but I won't pretend nothing broke. That's heartbreakingly healthy. But now, what has that done? That's given him hope. He knows at this point that she misses him too.
Bye.
Bye.
Sometimes love is somebody walking you through a breaker box without expecting a date afterwards. You can still love someone and not reach for them. And this shows, I mean, sometimes the most romantic choice the directors can make is not letting the characters touch.
Check it out.
This is when he's gonna go through all the effort. He's pulling out all the stops.
No, this is for my wife.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh, how's curtains?
See, he's finally going through the motions. And
How's it going?
Oh, good. You know what? I'd love to catch up, but I'm doing something to the old house later.
so here's a harsh but romantic rule. Timing matters more than sincerity. If Cal had done all of this before, it would have backfired. I mean, moving on. But he's only doing the grand gesture because he has hope, because he got proof that Emily still has feelings for him. He witnessed and recognizes that Emily misses him too.
Hello?
Cal. Jacob.
Oh my God, it's alive.
And then Jacob
Hey, sorry
finally
I kind of
calls
dropped
him.
off the grid there, pal.
Jacob's used to having control, so he calls Cal because he's in unfamiliar territory, feeling an unfamiliar emotion. As Cal is setting up in the yard, Jacob finally calls him back. And while they're talking, pay attention to how Cal keeps trying to go back to that same old script.
You left me in my hour of need, my friend.
Yeah, well, I'm I'm in a bit of a situation.
This scene is doing two jobs at once. It's like a plot handoff. Cal was the man with feelings, now it's Jacob. And the theme handoff, performance versus presence.
I met a girl.
Oh, really?
I'm spending all this time with her, and she is a game changer.
She's a game changer.
So much so I'm going to meet her mother right now.
A mother and a daughter. That's very Wilt Chamberlain-esque, even for you.
What does it matter with you?
Cal is used to talking with Jacob about women like a situation. Jacob now wants to talk about Hannah like a person. That's major character growth and amazing. We love that. But it's awkward as hell for these two's relationship. That's why Jacob's less receptive. The jokes suddenly feel like they're minimizing something that's become high stakes for him. Cal's joking to stay safe. Jacob can't hide there anymore. Hannah brought him into the light.
I don't know what to do. I need some advice.
You realize you might actually have to answer some personal questions about yourself? You gotta smile a lot, you've gotta be charming. Definitely don't be yourself.
Jacob asking Cal how to handle meeting the mom is huge because it flips that mentor dynamic. Earlier, Jacob taught Cal how to be a man with looks and swagger and rules. Now, Cal is teaching Jacob how to be a decent adult in a family situation. That's why the scene feels so satisfying. It's basically the movie saying, Jacob taught Cal performance, and Cal teaches Jacob belonging. After all, when Jacob spoke about his mom earlier when he was talking to Hannah, he mentioned how she was so cold. So it makes sense that he's not really sure how to go about this. His own mother wasn't very warm or inviting to begin with. And so especially if he's never met a girl's mom before, if he's been a player this whole time and he's never really had anybody that he cared enough to meet their mom.
You got for me, don't be myself? Great, thanks for nothing. Do you want to get a beer?
He's wanting to be approved for the right reasons for once. That's a deep shift from want me to trust me.
Next week?
You have my number.
They're so cute.
And you know, don't worry about tonight. You'll be fine. Good for you, by the way.
See you, buddy.
Jacob taught Cal performance. Cal teaches Jacob how to show up. So they agree to get a beer later in the week and they hang out.
Huh. You gotta get that fixed.
Jacob trains him in social manipulation, but the minute real feelings develop, that all starts unraveling. Okay, then Jessica's mom finds this while she's putting away laundry. And this is a whole discussion we're about to have. Because would you show or would you just tell?
But JJ.
Jessica's mom finds the photos in the envelope addressed for Cal while she's putting away laundry. And in a move that I very much want to know your opinion on, she, instead of just telling the dad, gives him the photos and makes him look at them. See, she just hands it to him. She doesn't say anything. It's so weird. With zero warning. I don't know about you, but that really grosses me out. Why did she need him to see them? And I also feel like that violates their daughter's privacy even more. She didn't consent for either of you to see those photos. But moving on, I trust your guys' opinions in the comments. Would you have shown him or just told him?
No, Daddy.
He sees red and ambles out the door with Jessica trailing behind him, begging him to stop. Robbie's all dressed up. That's so cute.
What are you wearing?
Dad's here. I have to blindfold you.
Why? What's he doing?
Just come on.
This is beyond cute. So he has the son blindfold Emily and lead her to the backyard where he's waiting with a short speech.
Relax. It's your husband, not Al-Qaeda.
That was definitely ADR'd in.
Can I take this off now, please?
ADR is
Nope, not
automated
yet.
dialogue replacement. It's when they go in and they record dialogue that they want to add in that they couldn't capture on the day.
May I have your attention?
Aww. So we're calling back to the moment right before the parent-teacher conference from hell, where Emily was like, I had to be a good dancer. You were such a good mini golfer. So what does Cal set up in their backyard? A mini golf setup. It's so cute.
Many years ago, in the hallway of Woodside Middle School.
It's a callback from when they first started dating.
Cal, are you seriously gonna do this in front of the kids?
If anything goes wrong, I'm supposed to take her upstairs and put the TV on loud.
They're so cute. Be honest, did this movie hit you harder now or when you first saw it? And she says that he should wait for their daughter to get here.
She's right here.
No. I mean our other daughter.
And who should walk up at that very moment?
Hello?
Nana!
Hi, guys. Hi, sweetheart.
What? I remember when I watched this in the theater the first time, there was a man behind me and he just went, oh, hell no. All of a sudden, does this still feel like a comfort movie or a chaos movie to you? It recontextualizes everything. Suddenly, every earlier moment is like, oh.
Hi.
What's going on? Oh, I don't know. Some game you won't let me take.
Shut up. You guys, this is where I geek out super hard because I love rewatchability. If you can make me appreciate a film in a different way every time I watch it, that is peak filmmaking in my opinion.
Cal,
Is that him?
What are you doing here?
what are you doing here?
Wait, you guys know each other?
It's great because we meet Hannah as her own person first, and then the film lets us bond with her before attaching her to Cal and Emily, which prevents the twist from feeling gimmicky in my opinion.
What's going on?
What are you doing here?
Hey, Nana.
This is amazing.
Hi, Robbie. Hey, Nana. Hi, cutie. Jacob, it's so nice to meet you. I've heard so many wonderful things.
She still has the blindfold on.
It's Nana.
I'm a Nana.
So we find out Nana is Hannah because she couldn't say Hannah when she was little.
Dad, this is Jacob, my boyfriend.
No, it's not.
I was bringing him over to meet Mom.
No.
Oh my
I want
gosh.
to see the boyfriend,
Can't breathe.
please.
Emily's still blindfolded while the secrets are stacking up.
Can I take this off now?
Cal,
let her
what are you
take
doing?
the
What are you doing with
blindfold
your daughter that's grown up?
I was 17. That's why we had to get married so
Oh
young.
my gosh. He tells him, you should have told me you had an adult daughter, and he's basically telling him, you never wanted me to talk about
You
my
guys like
children.
really know each other then. Oh, screw it. This is ridiculous.
Finally, Emily takes off the blindfold.
Oh, honey, he's really cute.
No, he's not.
I mean, look at you. Are you really a mother? I don't believe it, sister.
All right,
That's so cliche.
let me get this straight. You guys are a couple, right? You guys are together?
Yeah, yes.
No way. Break up right now.
Wow. See, he's a good dad. He's trying to protect his daughter.
Daddy?
Please don't call him
Please
that.
don't call him
Cal,
that.
that's not gonna happen.
Then I will mess you up!
So we have everyone's private performance meeting public reality. This is the part of the movie where nobody can hide behind charm
Dad? Cal?
Cal.
Jessica?
Bernie?
Daddy, no!
Did he bite him?
Sit for you, you son of a bitch!
God.
She's
Oh
only
my
17 years old!
yeah.
What are you?
And even though his instincts to protect his daughter were admirable, please always go through the proper channels when doing something like this.
Oh, God, oh, God.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, just for the safety of everyone involved. My dad, I remember when I got assaulted, I had to talk my dad out of like going after the person who hurt me, but I convinced him that having my dad around and not in jail was actually much more beneficial and valuable to me than any revenge he could possibly get.
Even knows that I'm in love with him.
With who?
With him.
Oh my
Are you
gosh.
pointing at me?
You're pointing at him? She's pointing at him? Oh.
Emily's like, this makes a lot of sense now. Trivia time. Why does the backyard confrontation scene work so well? Is it because A, it was mostly improvised? B, it was shot in one long take? C, they rehearsed it like a stage play? Or D, it wasn't originally in the script? The answer is C, they rehearsed it like a stage play. See, it's like emotional chaos and everybody's hitting their emotional cues brilliantly.
He doesn't even know about the naked photos.
What?
You can just Jessica.
Made him naked photos?
Oh my gosh. Now we have social chaos. It's like the part of the movie where everyone's still acting, but nobody is in the same play. Yeah, he's like, time out.
I love her.
Jessica's the one you're in love
Oh
with.
my
Excuse me,
gosh,
Emily?
poor Robbie. And then who should show up?
Who are you?
This is
David
not the
Lindhagen.
time.
David Lindhagen.
The very same. It feels chaotic, but it's the film forcing every secret out into the daylight, all at once. It's staged like a stage farce, but emotionally, it's a reckoning.
Okay.
Is this a bad time?
Yeah.
Jacob.
I love this. Jacob squares up immediately, taking off his ring. That's loyalty right there. A lot of rom-coms peak at the fantasy. This one peaks at the reckoning.
How much pain and suffering you caused my friend, you dumb son?
Stay the hell away from my daughter! You stay away from my daughter! I don't even know you!
What are you grabbing?
What are you grabbing? So here we have physical comedy as like emotional punctuation. And then they're just rolling around on the floor like animals. It's ridiculous. The backyard reveal scene is basically lots of characters, big timing, stunt-ish movement, so fight choreography. It's a continuity nightmare. So shout out to the script supervisor. It needs to be funny, but not confusing. So basically this scene is something that you prep like a mini action comedy movie. Shout out to Jane Ann Tengren, the script supervisor. If you remember what I mentioned about the directors bonding over not being inspired by Empire Strikes Back, Tengren was actually the script supervisor on the prequels. Fun fact.
Which one of you is Lindhagen again?
Hagen.
I'm just gonna write domestic disturbance all clear.
Thank you, officer.
It gets so bad the cops have to be called.
We all have arguments, but if you're gonna fight, just do it inside. Keep it in the family, okay?
Jacob laughing at Keep It in the Family. Oh my God, that had me dying the first time I saw it.
Let's go.
Daddy?
Now.
Daddy?
Now.
I think it's really realistic that Bernie doesn't really know what to do and he just leaves without apologizing. Not cool, but realistic. So then Robbie watches Jessica leave. How do you think he's feeling right now? Finding out that the older man that Jessica's been having feelings for this entire time was his own father. Robbie is the only character in the film whose feelings are raw, loyal, and like unedited, which is why even when he's inappropriate, that's why we root for him. He's just a kid trying to put his life back together with love. And unfortunately, love isn't strong enough to do that. And if that stings, you're not alone. I get it. This is so awkward. Everything is colliding. He's trying to explain that the person that he's been seeing like this past however long he's been seeing Hannah, he now has to reconcile the fact that Cal is her father. How would you feel you bring this guy home to meet your mom and he just starts punching the dad of your babysitter?
This guy is a lowlife. He is a womanizer.
That's ironic.
Hey, excuse me?
Exactly. You are who you keep company around.
I know him. I have witnessed him in action.
He tries to tell Hannah not to see him anymore.
Dad, I'm not gonna stop seeing him.
Okay, well then we have nothing more to talk about.
Jacob's just sitting there not sure. He's on his girlfriend's side, but he's also watching his friend.
Cal, you're being
Get the hell out of my
unreasonable.
house.
This is not your house anymore.
Yeah, well you made damn sure of that, didn't you, sweetheart?
I do wonder if they told the kids at this point that Emily cheated. Because everybody villainizes Cal, and I do wonder if maybe they just didn't tell anybody that Emily cheated, and that's why they all think it's Cal's fault to begin with. Because apart from one line, nobody really shames her in the film for cheating. They focus on him. Eventually, Hannah and Jacob leave, and Cal's just there, being the bad guy.
She's all yours, David.
Fantastic.
Nice. I mean, everyone at this moment is feeling a lot of shame and discomfort right now.
Go big or go home, right, bud?
Go home, Dad.
See, again, I see a lot of discourse online saying that this moment is super unfair because Emily is the one who cheated and Cal's treated like the villain. And once again, I do have to wonder, like, maybe they just didn't tell anybody about the cheating. I don't know. Like, did they tell the kids? As you can see, nobody wins in this scene, and that's kind of the point. See, and the backyard reveal also gives you sort of a magic trick to show your friends, and that's another reason why the film did so well after it was released. It also had word of mouth. So then we get a sequence. Robbie deletes Jessica's number, and you can see Joey K right there on the phone. That's for Joey King, who plays his sister in the movie. Anyway, I don't think Robbie's like really in love with Jessica. I think he's in love with the version of himself that he thinks she would unlock. But he deletes her number. Jacob's like, you should call your dad. She's like, I'm not gonna call him. This was planned. You see how the camera, the movement, it keeps going downward. And even when we're transitioning scenes, the camera movement is still going. That takes a lot of planning. And Robbie just walks right by Cal like he wants nothing to do with him. And where does Cal end up? Right back at the bar, being rude to a bartender. Just a side note, if you ever feel completely alone like Cal does here, I hope Movie Sleepover gives you somewhere safe to land. Movie Sleepover exists because movies helped me understand myself when I didn't have words yet. And I wanted to create a space where we could sit with stories together and feel a little less alone while doing that. So as long as this channel exists, I hope you know you're not alone. Moving on.
2:30 in the afternoon.
2:30 would have been sufficient, but thank you for the judgmental tone, cocktail servant.
Wow. See, in Crazy Stupid Love, Cal's not the villain. Emily cheated. The movie never disputes that, and it never asks us to pick a bad guy. It's saying that the marriage had problems before it broke, and fixing it requires more than just being right. It's just asking who's willing to change. Well, eventually, he's joined by Jacob.
Sorry for being a dick.
Can I sit down?
I don't know, can you?
Are we gonna be adults about this, or are we gonna
be adults about this?
Which character do you think the movie's most critical of?
It would mean a lot to me if we could talk.
Are you still seeing my daughter?
Yes.
Then I have nothing to say to you.
There's a speech Steve Carell made about Ryan Gosling where he recounts working with him on Crazy Stupid Love, and he talks about how at the end of one day he was like, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" And Ryan Gosling goes, "Oh, my band and I are playing at the senior center." Can you imagine going to visit your pop-pop and Ryan Gosling is there?
I love her. I don't know what I was doing before this, and I don't know what to do about it. It's not something I can really stop.
He was all gung-ho for womanizing until his daughter was involved, because on some level, it had begun to feel like a game to him and an ego boost, rather than what it was, interacting with another human being with feelings as a way to avoid your own emotions. Women are people, and a lot of men are just now learning that. But this movie is doing emotional work that the culture hadn't caught up to yet. Because it's not about learning how to date, it's about learning how to stop pretending.
Look, Cal, it's not something that I wanted, okay? It's not something I looked at people who were in love, and I thought the way that they were behaving and the things that they were doing and saying, they appeared pathetic.
The film did well when it was released in the press, mostly because it gave the outlets an easy angle. Gosling is unexpectedly funny. Ensemble rom-com that's actually smart? Do you think this movie would have been received differently if it came out today?
And I spent all this time with you, and I'm trying to make you more like me, and it turns out I just want to be... I need that drink. You gonna make me do this? Like, I really do this?
We have comedy, disarming defensiveness so that truth can finally land.
I had Hannah when I was 17. I taught her how to ride a bike.
Like, he's telling her, like, I've seen you treat women terribly. This is my baby.
I think it's fantastic that you're a better man, but I've seen too much already. I know.
No, I know.
I know too much.
I know.
That's fair, I think.
And it's Hannah, and she's too good for you.
I agree.
But that's also her choice.
I'm never gonna give you my approval.
Wow. He tells him pretty flat out that he's not gonna give him his approval. Ever. I think this is kind of gross behavior on Cal's part. Even though I do understand it, I don't vibe with it. That must hurt. I imagine that hurts Jacob.
You're a good dad, Cal.
But he knows why he's withholding it. He understands.
Yep. She spit in that.
So then we finally get to the graduation. Cal shows up and the family's all together, but there's no seat for him. He has to sit in the back of the bleachers. He takes the seat between two people who were talking. That's funny. Everybody's just in a bad mood. So Cal gets to Robbie's graduation ceremony and he's forced to sit away from the entire family and watch as Kate introduces Robbie.
Also one of the most spirited young men.
She's like, how do I say this politely?
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Weaver.
See, she said that very slowly. I would have to as well. My speech impediment, Robbie Weaver, is so difficult for me to say. So they introduce Robbie and he starts giving his speech.
Our time as middle schoolers has come to an end. We can't fight it anymore. We're getting old.
And it's a pretty standard speech to begin with, but then he starts going off the deep end.
All my life, I wanted to grow up. I wanted to grow older so people would take me seriously.
He's the salutatorian. I just find it funny that this kid gave an entire speech full of profanity to his classmates, and they decided, let's give him a microphone.
It's all a scam. And love, that's the biggest scam of all. I was in love.
Imagine being the parents, like hearing your son say this to an auditorium full of people.
I know that makes some of you laugh because I'm only 13, but whatever, I was.
The audience is squirming because we understand that Robbie doesn't have boundaries yet. That discomfort is the point. As for what he's saying, I think people can fall in love at any age. You know, whether they understand what they're feeling is something else. But I do believe that kids can feel love.
And I used to think there was one true love for everyone, and if you fought hard enough for that person, one true love would always work out.
I also believe in many true loves in our lifetime, plural, you know, platonically or otherwise.
It sounded good to me when I was younger, but it just doesn't work that way.
This speech is Robbie's version of everyone else's arc, saying the thing that you're not supposed to say because holding it in would be worse. Robbie believes that feeling something deeply means he understands it. That's normal at his age. He hasn't learned yet that love can be real and poorly timed. You know, honesty can be sincere and inappropriate. The movie lets a kid speak from raw feeling instead of punishing him for not having adult perspective yet.
There is no such thing as one true
Stop!
love.
Cal interrupts him in front of everyone.
Oh boy.
And then he has to make his way down to the podium in front of everyone. It's such a good, awkward moment. He has to go by Jessica's dad. And then Kate leans over and she's like, it's him. And the teacher's like, oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And he's like, what am I doing?
What are you doing?
I love this moment. He's like, what did I just do?
I was wrong, Dad. It was no such thing.
So then Cal starts making his own speech. Look at the extra. Look at him to her left.
My son's graduation speech sucks. That's not a joke.
I wish he had worded that differently. As he begins, it kind of feels like this moment. If you know, you know. But as he keeps talking, he finds his way a bit.
My son, not him, my actual son, believes in grand romantic gesture.
Not him, my actual son, implying that Robbie's acting very out of character. See, Robbie believes in grand gestures because he hasn't been disappointed yet. Cal believes in them despite disappointment. So cute.
In the existence of one's soulmate.
Robbie isn't wrong for feeling this much. He's just early. And he doesn't understand boundaries yet. I don't think a lot of what we're going through tonight is meant to be understood right away. So go ahead and save this video and come back to it.
And it's easy to just look at a 13-year-old and say, you don't know what you're talking. You are wrong. But I'm not so sure.
I love that Cal says how easy it is to tell teens and kids that they don't know what they're talking about and that they're wrong.
I met my soulmate when I was 15 years old. We went out for ice cream.
I love that Cal sort of flips that. Culturally, we treat youthful belief and hope as something that we outgrow. But Cal flips that. He suggests that maturity isn't the absence of belief. Maturity is choosing belief with eyes open.
I told him, Dad, it's no big deal. I'm going to be going out with a lot of different girls on a lot of different dates. And that is the first time that I ever lied to my father.
Oh, first time I lied to my father. I think that is such a beautiful and touching line. Like, the lie is about knowing immediately that there wouldn't be other girls.
I met my soulmate when I was 15 years old, and I have loved her every minute, every day since I first bought her that mint chocolate chip cone.
He remembered the flavor of ice cream that he bought her on their first date. That is a man that you want to build a life with. Memory works like this. Ordinary moments blur, and then significant moments crystallize. The specificity of what he remembered proves how authentic it was, because you don't remember the flavor unless that moment reorganized your entire inner world. You know, like your brain tagged it as permanent.
I have loved her even when I've hated her. Only married couples will understand that one.
Because love is a choice at the end of the day. It's a verb.
and I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know what's going to happen. Sorry, Robbie, I can't give you that.
And this is the first time that Cal speaks without trying to be impressive. He's just honest.
But I can promise you this, I will never stop trying, because when you find the one, you never give up.
And I mean, this just shows how great of an actor Steve Carell is. He masters comedy, vulnerability, and emotion at the same time. And he turns it all into just a lovely moment. Not many actors can do that.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I still love you, Jessica.
See, Robbie is pure presence with no performance skills yet. Jonah Bobo plays Robbie with total sincerity. You know, if he played it cringe, I don't think the audience would empathize as much. I think the audience would reject him. But because he plays it straight, we empathize with him, even though we disagree with him.
And I love you, Emily.
I loved you even when you came into my bedroom unannounced and I was under the covers doing nothing.
No.
Turn the mic off.
I'm still not ashamed of it.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, wow. For viewers who've been hurt, that feels like permission to hope without self-betrayal. Like, I'm not stupid for believing, you know? So now we've integrated all the wisdom of the film. The coloring in this scene is so beautiful. The costumes, just everybody did such a great job. It's so beautifully, like, aesthetic looking. Look at his eyes looking at Jacob over the shoulder.
So I bought a firearm
Oh, here we go.
from a shady internet site, and I am prepared to shoot you in the face with it.
Okay. After the film came out, Ficarra and Requa, the directors, were praised for their direction. And suddenly, it helped them be known for character-driven stories. This is one of those movies where your favorite character changes every 5 years.
Come here.
He gives him a handshake.
Take care of her.
Cal takes this opportunity and flips that power dynamic in the fastest, simplest way possible.
This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh. He can't say anything. So then we follow Robbie, who eventually bumps into Jessica. Look how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh. Do you think the movie is more about love or more about identity? I think the movie hit because it creates two fantasies at once. You have fantasy A for the insecure romantics, which is all about somebody will see the real me and choose me anyway, with Hannah and Jacob. And then you have fantasy B for the humiliated left behind person with Cal and Jacob. I can become someone new and regain my power. And the movie lets the viewers pick which dream they want to walk away with. And then it quietly pushes them towards the truth. That presence beats performance.
You're a really good babysitter, Jessica. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable.
Oh, I love that.
I thought you weren't giving up.
I'm not. I just figure you like my dad. And in a few years, I'll look like him. I'll come for you then.
Okay, but that's not bad logic.
Well, until then.
And she says, in the
just a
meantime.
little graduation gift to get you through high school.
Wow. And Jessica gives him an envelope. She's taking her power back. But if you're under 18, please, I'm begging you, don't make or share explicit photos. It's not worth it. It's risk. Okay, moving on. But I mean, how would you feel knowing that the babysitter that you hired for your children, the same babysitter who had a crush on your husband and tried to send him dirty photos, then turned around and sent those same dirty photos to your 13-year-old son? Everything about this is just so not okay. I mean, please understand, if you're a 13-year-old boy, this is awesome. I get it. But like, it's very much like the film Girl Next Door. Do you know that one? It's good. But in real life, it's not okay, you know? But what do you think? What's your opinion about it? Do you think it's okay that she gives him the photos?
So...
See, she feels powerful right now.
You...
That's what she wanted.
Take care, Robbie.
Yeah, I get it. It's played so well and it's meant to be sentimental, and I understand it's a coming of age, you know, rite of passage moment. It's just highly inappropriate.
He looks pretty happy.
I'd say.
God, I hate that haircut.
I know.
They're joking again. You can tell when they're laughing together that the love is gonna find a way to continue. We see Jacob's fitting into the family. Cal taught him how to belong.
It's been a really hard year.
How so?
Oh, the fact that they can still joke is so great though. And then she says, so sweetly,
Really, what I want to say is that I'm so glad you bought me that ice cream.
here we have this moment of genuine vulnerability. And there's just no charm. He finally abandons the persona that the film critiqued all along.
Me too.
I'm gonna cry. That's really beautiful. And look at him smirking. He's smirking because he's the one character in the whole movie who desperately believed in true love. When his parents broke up, he desperately fights for them to get back together. And then later, during the chaotic yard scene, he's heartbroken. It causes him to doubt everything he's ever believed about love. But finally, in this amazing scene, he sees his parents laughing together again. You know, it gives him hope. It shows him that what he believed about love might be true. Such a beautiful movie. What'd you guys think? Trivia time! Why does Crazy Stupid Love age better than many rom-coms of its era? Is it because A, the humor isn't cruel, B, the characters grow, C, the relationships evolve, or D, all of the above? The answer is D. The movie ends without promising forever. It just promises honesty, and that's rarer, in my opinion. Crazy Stupid Love is about people figuring out who they are when their masks fall. And you know what? I just adore how this movie doesn't punish people for being messy. It just watches what happens when their performance stops working. How love only really works once performance stops, you know? Because performance does get attention, but presence gets intimacy. That's what Cal has to learn. Confidence helps him be seen, but it doesn't help him be known. The moment he stops auditioning and starts actually showing up, everything changes. And Jacob, he's proof that charisma isn't character. Charm can open doors, but it can't tell you who someone is once you're inside. And then there's Hannah. Her work is quieter and harder. She has to stop shrinking in order to feel safe and stop waiting to feel ready to want what she wants. Because the life you're waiting to deserve doesn't start after you perfect yourself. It starts when you let yourself take up space as you are. Crazy Stupid Love promises that being real is the only way to really be loved. This might feel like a fog right now. I know it's a lot to absorb. So here's one small thing you can do this week for your movie sleepover challenge. Find one moment where you usually perform and try to be present in it instead. Report back and see how it goes, because I want to hear all about it. And send this video to your friend who needs to break out of their shell. And let's all practice being a little more present in our lives. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching with me. Take care, and I'll see you at the next movie sleepover.